Hello, family and friends. Welcome to another Talks with Lindley.
Yes, welcome. Welcome to the party.
Well, welcome to another.
I think it's funnier when you fuck up.
That's where that 14 hours of editing come in place.
Yeah. I'm gonna try to keep that, man. I'm gonna keep it because you said that. This video podcast is available to the billions around the world on YouTube, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Pandora, Anchor, Apple Podcasts, and so many others. I am Liem. I'm your host. I bring the perspective of a software engineer of close to 20 years, and my sidekick is...
I am Emmett Morgan, local Las Vegas realtor. I'm getting popular on the internet. maybe I could lease a couple of fans. We're lucky today to have Alvin with us, coming in from, is it North Carolina?
Yep, Fayetteville, North Carolina.
What is your story, Alvin? Who the hell are you?
Who the hell am I? I've been trying to figure that out for about 26 years. No, but who am I? My name is Alvin Peoples the second. I am the second. I have my own podcast as well. It's called the People's Choice Podcast. You can find that on Facebook, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Anchor. I'm everywhere but Pandora. I'm jealous, guys. And I interview interesting people. And this time the roles are now reversed because you guys wanted to interview me. So thank you.
Sweet.
Awesome. Yeah. So we talk about, everything under the sun, like you said earlier. We talk about racism. We talk about growing up in poverty. We talk about you living in Connecticut and then North Carolina. Talk about some of the George Floyd march where you were part of and saw someone they Molotov themselves basically. And
we're talking about racism in ghettos.
Yeah. Stay tuned for
weddings
and escaping depression
and sexy foreheads on women.
We did talk about that. So audience, stay tuned for the sexy foreheads on women.
You guys are sick.
Continue that girl talk. They're fucking crazy.
Yeah, man.
They're super easy. If you just read their mind, everything is fine.
See, that's the thing, man. Like, if I can get a damn, I don't know if someone could invent that, man. Please, any reviewers or my viewers, invent something that could read girls' minds, because us guys are here, we're fucking struggling, man.
Yeah. You know what's crazy about women sometimes is they are thinking much more complicated, and I don't want to say they're thinking in circles, but they have a lot more considerations going on, where men tend to be a lot simpler in a lot of areas. Yeah, and definitely. So I think they can't understand that we're just very simple, and they're trying to figure out what we're thinking. And it's like, well, no, it's not that hard. Like, I really just want to eat, I want to eat and play this video game. And that's it. I'm not mad at you. It has nothing to do with our emotions or our relationship or nothing like that. Like, I just want to play this video game.
Yeah,
exactly.
Kind of added to that. Maybe the five most common things on a guy's mind is either food, sex. Sex is number one, and then
I would say not exactly in that order.
Yeah. So then it's either going to be food, cars, if you're into cars, video games, and that's pretty much it. If the guy
number 5.
Oh, did I say 5? I forget. I had 5 on my mind, I think. But
then podcasting.
Work. Work. Whether it's podcasting, money, or work. So I think work or money, however you want to define that. Okay. So if I'm working heavily on something, and then my wife is saying, I could tell her body language, she wants to get out and do something, and then I'm thinking, man, I got so much work to do to get these videos edited. Like, I got to balance. She doesn't understand how much I'm balancing. I don't want to tell it to her.
It's a fucking job, man.
Yeah.
If she don't believe you, if she watched this, it's a job. It takes time.
No, she sees me at my desk freaking. Sometimes I pull 14-hour days, 3 back-to-back 3 days in a row. So that's that's fucking 42 hours in 3 days, and I'm just straight video editing. She sees it, but yet I could, I feel like I could once in a while read a woman's body language, And then I got to try to, I want to make her happy too.
The hand folding shit.
yeah.
Like, God, you're still on that damn computer. Yeah. And then like women, the way they're wired, they're thinking like, oh man, maybe I'm not doing something like pretty enough, or maybe I'm not attractive where he's paying attention to that damn laptop or games to me. So then they're going to try to fix their hair.
Yep.
And it's like, no, like, baby, I just want to work.
I've seen that in like 3 or 4 relationships where they go cut bangs. And I'm like, no, I've told you, like, well, I've told you so many times I don't like bangs. Like, why did you think cutting bangs would make you look better? And
no, you got it wrong. They're doing it to test you, because if you give them that negative attention, then now they have your attention.
It's so upsetting.
There's only fucking reverse psychology,
yeah, see, you gotta think like a woman.
There's only like
they don't know they're doing it, but they're trying to get your attention.
Oh man, there's a few things I asked for: no bangs, and then I would like long hair. Like that. There's not too many other things I asked for. So if you cut your hair short or cut bangs, I'm like, why?
Like the bowl cut across the front. Is that what you're talking about? Where it's straight across?
It could either be straight or the angled, but. Either way. Wait, did you say bowl?
Yeah, like a straight across bowl cut.
I don't. I know what you're talking about. Okay.
You're gonna have listeners with fucking bangs and shit.
They're gonna fucking hate me.
That guy.
Yeah. The women that have bangs are gonna fucking hate me. But that's just me personally. For my wife or my significant other, that's my preference. And I tell her like, I don't like bangs. I've told her before. Then she did go cut bangs. I'm like, damn it. And then I think
she has to test if you care about her.
That is a point for me where I think to myself, okay, so I did not give enough attention to her. Is that right or wrong? For her, she should be seeing that I'm spending fucking 14 hours a day video editing. Like, give me a freaking break. Like,
no, you should say, I love your forehead. And I want to see it.
Yeah, I'm gonna try that. You know what? I'm trying to talk to this girl right now, man. I'm trying to get with her, but sometimes I don't know what to say. I'm just gonna be like, I really like your forehead.
Yes.
And I just want to like either get in it, like,
you have a lot of fine features.
The way like when you get mad and it just crinkles up all of it.
I know you got a pretty face and all, but that forehead.
It's the forehead for me. That's what it is.
Top 10.
Fuck the eyes. Fuck the ass. It's the forehead.
So tell me,
guys, I was gonna say I'm having too much fun already. We're only 12 minutes into this.
Yeah, I don't know what we were supposed to talk about. But.
I know, right? Like,
we're just gonna. We have a list of random stuff, but let's start with your podcast. So what made you want to start your podcast?
So the People's Choice podcast. You can find that anywhere. I do video and audio, just like you guys. Where it all started from? It started maybe back in like 2015-ish.
Or
maybe
back.
Either 14 or 15-ish when podcasting was it. I don't even think it really had a name like that, or if it did, I just didn't know it. But I just seen one day.
Yeah, so this is this is pre Cardi B times, right?
Yeah, way pre Cardi B times. Yeah. So I was actually watching.
No, just her existence
I don't know, just the existence.
Yeah, no, it's a weird connection.
Before the world became aware of her booty.
Gotcha. Honestly, yeah. Because truthfully, it's funny though. If you bring up Cardi B, first time I remember seeing her, my sister was really big into that love and hip hop fucking shit. So she was flicking through it, and I seen this girl like it was Cardi B, and before she even made her big like hits and stuff, and I was just like, she looks different. And I remember just like walking out the room, and then I was like seeing her big hits later on in life. I'm like, is that the same girl from that Love and Hip Hop show? She's like, yeah, she like blew up and stuff. I'm like, oh damn, congrats.
She was on a TV show first? Is that what it was?
Yeah. She was on Love and Hip Hop. I forget which one it was. I want to say either Atlanta or New York. Or one of those. They're based all over the place, and that's where she got her like big break. Starting off just getting out there, then her songs just hit, and now she's everywhere.
Dude, this is the day Alvin discovered Cardi B.
Yeah, I know, right?
Sorry, I derailed you from your quick bio there. So you started a podcast.
Started the podcast, fucking Cardi B, man. But so I started. First where it started from was I'm a big wrestling fan. So I love amateur wrestling, Olympic wrestling, even like professional wrestling. Kind of got away from it nowadays. It's just too.
What about UFC? Do you consider that separate?
Oh, I love UFC. Yeah, that's separate.
Okay. Or what about WWE?
Yeah, WWE. That I used to be a big fan of it growing up. Even back when it was WWF, and then all the different other wrestling branches like TNA. Now it's called Impact, but Ring of Honor. All those. I was real big into it. And actually, this is where it started from, because a lot of these older wrestlers were like, they weren't like good enough anymore. No disrespect.
Well, doing all them jumps off the top rope, that'll take its toll on your body.
Yeah,
when you're breaking tables.
A lot of those
people.
guys, yeah, and a lot of them, they were like in their 30s, like late 30s or 40s. So I mean, they're still pretty young, but they just can't do it anymore. So a lot of them were going on like YouTube and stuff, making these, they call them shoot interviews, where basically just shooting, and that's a wrestling term, which means it's for real, nothing scripted. So they started just doing that, and I thought, man, that's pretty interesting. Nice. I was like, I would love to do that. So, and shout out to RF Video. I'm sorry. They've been doing this since like 2002, like videos and just that before, like I said, before podcasting, even podcasting. But I was watching theirs, and I was like, man, I want to do this one day. This would be cool. And it was strictly going to be just for wrestling. That was the plan. Then Joe Rogan started getting real popular. And I was like, damn, I don't want to just, limit myself on this wrestling. Why don't I try doing other people, like different professions and stuff like Joe Rogan was doing? So I started my podcast, which the first podcast, this is like what I'm doing now is not even my first one. So I went on Podbean, which I don't know if you know what Podbean. You guys know Podbean? It's very. Oh, go ahead.
Is it a paid? It's kind of a paid one compared to like say Anchor is free and then Podbean's a paid.
Yeah. But at the time, Podbean was free though. This is way back, Now Podbean you got paid, but so I started one called the. Damn, this is so funny. And the reason I'm laughing, I'll tell you why. But it's
Pod Penis.
No, it wasn't that funny, but it was called the Peep Show.
Oh,
that was my first one. Not too far. Exactly. So, and I thought it was cool because one of the guys that was wrestling, he had a talk show called The Peep Show. And I thought, well, man, if I do this to a podcast, that'd be cool, because he stopped doing it a long time ago. So I started doing that. And then one day my sister just shout out to her, but she saw me talking, and I was recording to my phone. I mean, very unprofessional. I mean, I was just, off of just passion. And some of my stuff. And she was like, The Peep Show? What the fuck is that? A strip club or something? And so I was like, fuck. I was like, I can't use this name now. So
you dropped The Peep Show?
I dropped it. Yeah, because after she made that comment, and then she wasn't the only one, because I posted on my Facebook, and then someone was like, are you promoting tits and ass now, Alvin? What's going on? And I'm like, what, guys, damn it, just click on the link and listen. But so what I did, I stopped completely. I was just like, this just probably not for me. But I was working regular jobs and stuff, and I just knew, like, damn, I really want to do this. Like, this seems really cool. If I can get some traction, get an audience, maybe this can take off one day. So
you had a desire to get your voice out there. Is that a good way to describe it?
What was the timeline?
Definitely, man.
What was the timeline?
This was around when I really started thinking about doing it again, was around 2017-ish.
And then when was the
17?
When was the very
17, 18.
First podcast that you published?
From the Peep.
From the
Peep Show. From the Peep Show was actually
strippers, all strippers.
This had to be like beginning of 2017, and it only lasted maybe like up to 7 episodes, if that.
Okay.
Yeah. And I did that within like maybe a 3-month span, so there wasn't much thought process in it. It was really just, let me just try it. And I sound like shit because I was recording off my phone. I didn't have a camera, didn't have a lighting, didn't have any of this other nice stuff that I have now, and what other podcasters are doing. It was just me on my phone. And it sounded like, when you listen back, it was very amateurish, but it just sounded like a guy talking shit. And I think we talked about that a little earlier, because I was going off on people in the NFL and all different types of stuff. So I was like, you know what, let me just stop this. But I still had that desire. So I started learning and actually really like taking it serious and learning everything about it, learning about the marketing that goes behind it, learning about sound, picture, quality, everything. Like I just was learning but still had the desire, and I didn't tell anybody about it because I was like, I don't want no one to steer me away from, you know, my goal. So one day I post this this video on my Instagram. It was of literally just a microphone, not this one, but actually a different microphone I had, and my laptop, and I was like, new vision, new logo, all coming soon. And I got some asshole friends that were like, what are you on your fucking Rod Wave shit? You about to start singing now? I'm like, God damn y'all, man.
Wow.
Like,
no, because you were talking all that trash about Ocho Cinco, so they got to get you back.
Yeah, no. Believe it or not, one of my episodes, if you do some digging, it was only James Harrison. That was the only one.
Fuck James Harrison.
James Harrison. Yes, I went in on James Harrison. And then I got my fucking you know, this is why sources are very important information.
Yeah.
I got all my shit wrong. So I had to go back the next episode, literally the next day, and apologize. I sound like a straight bitch. I was like, damn it, man. I just trashed this dude 24 hours ago. And now I'm like, oh, man, this is my apology, James Harrison. I'm so sorry. I didn't get the full story. I was like, oh, shit.
Wait, so you had to apologize to a guy who probably hadn't heard your show?
That's now I don't really think about it. That was fucking dumb. But I think I averaged around maybe 37 listens, like max. So I mean, it wasn't really like doing anything. Gotcha. And that was probably like of all time. That wasn't even like on a consistent basis because I was only on Podbean too. So it's like,
yeah. No, but I think that's amazing to not have thousands of viewers, but to want to do it so much and believe in it so much that you keep doing it. Because that's the thing you want to do. Like the fame and the success is not the point of it. The point is you want to do what you're doing. So that's really cool.
Definitely, man. It's all about the love. And, you know, for anybody who's inspiring podcasts, I always tell them, because people come to me all the time. Like, people in my hometown think I've made it. Like, I'm like, bro, I ain't made shit. Yeah, they're like, oh, man. They're like, send me like $50 or Cash App or send me a couple hundred. I'm like, yeah, and I'm like, bro, I've had like, you know, I've had some videos that got into the thousands, but it ain't been that many. Like, I don't got it. You know, and people got to realize that if you're going to get in this podcast and shit, like, there is no money into it when you're first starting off. Now,
dude, I would never ask you for money. I would ask you to come pick me up in the limo with Bruno Mars. But
well, see, there we go. And I could say, yeah, but there's, for some reason, because when Joe Rogan got that big contract, people just automatically assume, like, man, I could do that. I could get a $165 million contract exclusive to Spotify. And it's like, yeah, maybe one day, but you're not gonna get that shit right away because Joe Rogan's been doing this for many years. You know, built. He was doing this shit back when MySpace was a thing. Y'all remember MySpace, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. See, yeah. You know, so it's like he put in the work and the time. And I tell people all the time, like, you have to first get comfortable with the camera, which I still struggle with. I'm not comfortable with a fucking camera in my face all the time.
You look like
but I've learned.
Yeah.
Thank you. You know, so like I've learned to get comfortable with it.
I would watch this dude.
On the Joe Rogan Spotify deal, my personal story, when I'm around town, I meet people and I give out my little business card that says I do a podcast and I'm like trying to invite them on or whatever. But I would say, I don't know, maybe 6 out of 10, somewhere, I don't know. I'm just pulling a number out of my butt. 6 out of 10, 7 out of 10 people that react when they're like, oh, you do a podcast? I'm thinking, I feel like that reaction prior to Joe Rogan getting that Spotify deal may not have happened, if that makes sense. I feel like
100%.
Him getting that, whatever happened with mainstream media and its perspective or majority of, I guess, the masses of people, what they view about podcasts, that changed right around when Joe Rogan got that Spotify deal.
100%, man, because literally, like, before it was like, oh, you do a podcast, cool, what's that? And then when Joe Rogan, when he got that big deal, then I was like, oh, you do a podcast? And they just assume like, oh, you made it. And it's like, guys, it's not that. You hope and pray and will try one day to get to that Joe Rogan level, but people got to realize it takes time. I looked at this when I was doing all that studying back in the day. I'm sorry, this answer's pretty long.
No,
but, that's what this show is about. 3 hours, man.
We're gonna find out about Alvin.
So like when I was doing all that studying, and it said like the average like podcaster, because I mean anybody and their mother can do a podcast or even has a podcast, but it said by episode 7, 79% of people quit. And it's like, holy shit. And I was like,
episode 7, you said? On average?
Yeah, by episode 7, on average. And I actually looked at my Podbean account and I was like, holy shit, I quit after episode 7.
Oh. You're a statistic.
So I was like, damn, I'm a statistic. What the fuck? But long story short, the burn was always there for it, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna give it a try. I don't care if 2 people are listening. I'm gonna give them 100% effort. That hey, 2 people are listening, and maybe I can make them laugh, smile, or send them information. Plus, I'm a positive person, so I'm like, let me just do this. So my first guest, when I brought everything back, like doing the podcast,
the reboot,
right? The reboot, yeah. So I got, like saying, a logo. I got on Anchor, of course. You know, that helped out a lot, and then YouTube, building up my audience. But I was like, and also another thing too, before I jump to that, charisma is a big thing too. Like, if you're not entertaining in a way, like, I mean, you can have a serious podcast, anybody can. But what I've learned is, like, when I watch some of my shit back and I see the response on Spotify downloads or views on YouTube, views on Facebook, I notice the ones where I'm more animated for some reason draw more buzz than the ones where I'm actually trying to give people like cool, like legit information that could really like help change their life or put them in a good spot. You know, like, I'm like, okay, people just want to laugh and be entertained all the time. I understand.
Are you not entertained?
Yeah, basically. So it's like, damn, you gotta really like, and I hate that it's like that. But I guess I get it. And then with TikTok being famous and these YouTube shorts and Instagram stories, Facebook stories, like, everyone wants shit like fast.
That's how our society is that entertainers are famous, but our educators are not, right?
Yeah. Yep. That's 100% true, man.
With rare exceptions, but
very, very rare. But you're right, man. And then what's crazy though about that is, you know, my main, like, I've had 2 episodes of since I've been doing like the reboot that's probably been like over 2 hours, and the rest they're around, like, some get an hour, some be 23 minutes, some are 45. I mean, it just depends on the time my guest would give me. But I've gotten more complaints about motherfuckers talking about, damn, I wish these were shorter, and messages, and my stuff is like 33 minutes. And I'm like, are you kidding me? What are you doing that's so busy that you can't even watch 33 minutes? So I'm like, okay, instead of having that response originally, I said, well, how can I change it up? So I started throwing different things into my videos lately, pictures, videos, to try to keep people's attention, because it's hard to keep people's attention when it's just 2 dudes. Just, I hate to say it like this, guy got this from Jim Cornette, shout out to him, but he was like, when you're just 2 bros podcasting, man, he said just like that. So I'm trying new things to keep people's attention, but basically I've learned not to even cater to the ones that are like, oh, it should be shorter. Like, then don't fucking watch, man. Like, don't watch, don't listen, because clearly, like, you're looking at my shit for the wrong reasons, you know. Like,
okay, so as far as your rebooted show, how would you describe it to a new audience? Like, if somebody's new to your show, what do you generally talk about? What am I in for if I'm signing up for an Alvin podcast here?
So you sign up for my podcast. Basically, what I do, because what I'm really trying to do is turn it into a universe. But right now, it's more interview based. Yeah. And I'll explain that universe later. But basically, you're going to be getting a great in-depth interview on the journey of great people. That's my thing. I love great people, and I love what makes them great. And hearing the ups and the downs, or the failures, and, you know, things that they went through, trials, tribulations, the rewards, the success. Man, I've talked to some amazing people, even some celebrities, where I'm like, holy shit, you know, hearing like their stories. So that's basically what my podcast is about, is just the journey. And I try to keep it as positive as possible. I ask people what's their favorite quotes, you know, towards the end, and I've gotten some amazing answers. If I actually, what's their hidden talents, shout outs, that's always towards the end, but it's always about their career and their journey. I mean, I can do personal if they want, but some people just aren't comfortable being in front of a camera talking about wife, kids, you know, or husbands and stuff. But some are. They say I have the gift of gab. They said, they're like, you make it so comfortable, I can just tell you anything. I'm like, oh, that's great, but just remember, the 1,000 people might watch this. So I try to warn them on that. But that's what my show is basically about. And then as far as the universe, where I'm like, okay, I wanted to make my podcast like, this is the, you know, like, the galaxy, and the interview section is basically the sun. You know, like that's my bread and butter. I love talking to people, of learning about them, but also I'm branching off and doing different things. Like I got a Don't Hate My Take, which is basically just a play off of First Take and Shannon Sharp and Skip Bayless show Undisputed, where it's about sports. Basically, where I only did one episode so far, but I got some coming on the way. Where we talk about our favorite teams, which is either like mine's Pittsburgh Steelers, or over here, Pittsburgh Steelers, you know, and they'll bring their team and we talk about, okay, what went wrong? Why your team sucks and how can they get better from your perspective? So then we do a little jokes in there where we have this game I call Cap or No Cap, which is a real big, especially in my culture over here, where people are like, you know, if you say something that's BS, you know, we call it bullshit. But now the word is cap. So I'm like, all right, so the Steelers are going to win their 7th Super Bowl this year. You'll put on your cap, like, Cap, you lying like a motherfucker. You guys got holes everywhere. You know, like you got that's one of the games on that. So that's the Don't Hate My Take one. Then the other from, you know, like the universe thing, I also have sessions, which is awesome. I love sessions because not everybody's comfortable given their life journey, their experiences and stuff. So we just talk about topics. We talk about things that are either hot right now in the moment, or we just talk about things in general. I have 2 episodes of that so far. Got some coming on the way. But then I got my review section, which that one's going to be really good. I just haven't had a chance to really focus on because I had so many requests on interviews. But I got my review section, which is me reviewing no matter it's items, food, drinks, anything, and I just review it, which I mean that's very popular on the YouTube area.
This ballpoint pen sucks.
Yeah, you know, basically like I'm reviewing this ballpoint pen. Damn it, it dries up too soon. You know, it's about stupid stuff like that. But I did one episode on that, which I did the Ghost Energy drink, which I don't know if you guys are familiar with that.
Ghost Energy.
Yeah, it's so good, man. And
like
they sell them at like, oh yeah, go ahead.
Like you'd be so energized as if you're running away from a ghost, because when you're scared shitless, you got all the
basically,
energy, right?
man. Yeah, like you take a sip of that thing, man, and you're just ready to go. Like it's so good. They have all different flavors. My favorite one I had so far was the Sour Patch Kid flavor. That shit's amazing. It's a blue. It's called like blueberry something, but I reviewed that one. And you feel it like that, because I'm a big energy drink guy, actually. Right now, because I work so hard sometimes, and I don't have the energy to do shit. So I just drink this, and I'm good to go. But
on your, on your description of your show with the interviews, that's kind of what I feel with mine. And when I watched a few of your episodes on YouTube, that was kind of the feeling that I got. I was like, hey, I kind of feel like me and Alvin are doing the same exact thing, where we could be competitors to some degree, but in the world of YouTube and all this social media, it's better to cross collaborate than to be competitors. And I felt that your angle was, I mean, I saw I think the 2 most recent one was a interview with a female. I forget the second one, but the 2 most recent ones. And to me, it felt like the same exact thing. You were just asking what she's doing after college. I think you guys went to college together, and you're asking her how her life is nowadays. And that's, I mean, that's just a lot of the same things.
Yeah, that was the one with Stella. Yeah, that was a great one. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think I mentioned to you earlier today, which was that I find the stories, I mean, whether they're large stories, someone curing brain cancer, or someone that never got their degree, never found a job that they liked, but ended up having saving up enough money to buy a house. I thought that story had, I mean, actually her story, I think, is probably more something that more people could connect with, rather than someone curing brain cancer, which curing brain cancer is a freaking amazing story. But I think it's a wide spectrum where all stories are awesome, really. So that's what I'm trying to do with my podcast too.
Yeah, no, I love what you're doing, man. I mean, keep it up, bro. You guys are super professional. I've been on, I think 2 other podcasts, and you guys are definitely top notch, like number one. I mean, just from your form. I mean, when you say me, I said, holy shit, I actually got a real letter of consent. Like, oh snap, like, I mean, that's awesome. I mean, from you guys' logo, the setup, I mean, you guys
Liem gets all the credit. Man. He does all the work. I just kind of show up and goof around. So Liem definitely.
Hey, and that's important though, man. Like, some people, they hit me up and like, man, you should have a co-host. I'm like, I can't find anybody. All my friends are dicks and they don't want to be on the fucking camera. And they'll say shit that'll probably get me really in trouble.
Yeah. It's a delicate balance too. I mean, an extra personality, if it doesn't jive with you, or if it ruins the focus that you want for your show. So it is a big balance that you have to play with.
Are you in Pittsburgh now, or where are you at? What's your location?
I'm actually in Fayetteville, North Carolina right now.
Fayetteville,
I grew up a diehard Pittsburgh fan.
Gotcha. So you should be a Panthers fan, but you're not.
Ooh, I should, but no. Okay. I can't do it, man.
This is separating you from your community.
I just had a long argument with a good friend of mine about why the Panthers are not going to do good this year, and how Tom Brady's going to crush their dreams because he's like, we're going to the NFC Champion.
Yeah.
Well, y'all going to go to the NFC Champion, but you're going to lose to Tom Brady, fucking Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He's like, hell no, Tom Brady's old. I'm like, I'm tired. I'm tired of hearing Tom Brady. Exactly. I'm like, this motherfucker's been old. Like, when Patrick Mahomes is like considered one of the top. He was in kindergarten when Tom Brady won his first damn Super Bowl. Fuck that old shit, man. He's winning. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
So we had a long talk about that, man, because he rags on my Steelers all the time.
Yeah.
And I always have Steeler apparel, Steeler keys, everything's Steelered out around here.
Yeah.
I love that team. I was just born there. Like, not there, but like born with the team. My dad was a big Steeler fan. He got a picture of me when I was like 3 months. Yeah. And he put his Steeler like cap on me. And I was like, okay, I'm still a fan forever. Yeah.
Is Jerome Bettis still around, or what's he doing? Is he just retired?
Yeah, he retired back in 05, yeah, after we won the Super Bowl, and he's been doing a lot of commercials. He's an NFL analyst now.
Okay,
he does a lot of good
the bus.
Campbell's. Oh yeah, like Campbell's Bud Light show commercials. So he stays pretty busy. He's a good guy.
So North Carolina. We're in Vegas, and we kind of grew up in Southern California. We don't know too much of that world over there. Is that? I know you get hurricanes once in a while. Is that correct?
Yeah. We had a bad one about 3 years ago.
Yeah,
really bad. Actually, I couldn't even get home because the way it flooded out. Because we have what we call the Cape Fear River, but whoever built North Carolina thought it was a good idea to build a city like that's going through the river type stuff. So no offense to my North Carolinas, I love you guys, but damn, like when that shit happened, it started off going to like a category like 3, and it dropped to a 2, to a 1, to a tropical storm, and the tropical storm fucked our city up. I said, imagine this was the category 3. Like it was crazy. So yeah, we get hurricanes, tornadoes, not as bad as Oklahoma, but we get tornadoes. There's a lot of good in North Carolina, a lot of history, also a lot of bad. There's still some racism out here. There's
well, I noticed that that poster behind your shoulder says "Don't forget your roots." Is that a reference to something cultural, or?
No, not really. Like, a lot of people have been talking about that, which is awesome. I'm glad I got there. Yeah. But it's because like people, well, I guess maybe it's a culture thing, but people always ask me like, don't forget where you came from. Don't forget where you started.
Yeah, Pittsburgh.
Yes. And they always say like when people make it, because a lot of people believe in me, which I'm very like supportive of everyone and thankful.
Yeah.
They think I'll make it one day, which I really hope I do. But
don't forget us.
They always say, "Oh, hell no, I can't, guys." But
I want to be in your entourage.
I want to be in that
limo. You guys are welcome, man. I'll have Bruno Mars get the champagne ready. Couple women with nice ass foreheads, all Cardi shiny and shit. Cardi B, yeah.
Line up them foreheads, baby.
Oh yeah, let's get them foreheads ready. Cardi B's forehead. Hey, we should make that like a hashtag, and only us will get. Only we will get that shit. We'll be like Cardi B's forehead. Like, what the fuck?
No, I'm kidding. We don't want to objectify women for their beautiful foreheads.
For real, we really don't. We love you, women. We're just joking around. But yeah, the sign is just basically no matter how successful I get in life or whoever is on my my podcast, because I've had some very successful people or even some celebrities on it, but not to forget their roots, not forget where you came from. And that just goes hand in hand with my whole podcast of the journey of being obsessed with the great people. I'm really obsessed with that. Like, I'm obsessed with the journey,
Just a random story on that. I think how that triggers a memory in my mind. I was 18 years old working at Macy's backroom stock, where you get that big 18-wheeler come up, it opens the trailer, and then there's just boxes upon boxes, and you got to open.
Shout out to Macy's. We don't have one around here. We're doing Connecticut though. That's what you said. That's man. Going back now.
So, opening boxes upon boxes is just nonstop, and I'm me and then like 5 or 6 other people on shift. We don't leave until that truck is empty, but they do a pretty good job. Pretty much every day, right at 7:30 when you're supposed to clock out, that trailer is done. I don't know how they planned it, or I don't know if the other coworkers, maybe they're like, we need to finish these boxes. To me, I was always working 100%. That's my personality. You put something in front of me, like, I don't know how not to do 100%. Like, that's just me. I'm either 0 or 100%. I feel like on certain things. So
that's a great quality to have, man.
I don't know how to turn it off sometimes on certain things that don't matter. But
don't worry about it. Just keep it going, man. I'm telling you, you're gonna go far in life with that.
Yeah, cook the shit out of that macaroni and cheese.
Okay, yeah. Why you making like that? Okay, yeah. As far as cooking, you might want to check. But when I was playing football, that was actually one thing my coach always preached at us. He drew this shit in our head. Either go all the way or not at all. He's like, if you're gonna fuck up at 100%. So if you jump off sides and hit somebody, at least do it at 100%. So I know, like, I can't be too mad because you gave it your whole effort. So nice. I appreciate that.
No, that's how the guy ends up running the wrong way to the wrong touchdown.
Hey, my coach he's the type that would have been like, hey, if you're running fast and hard, I can't get mad because you gave an effort. He'll be more mad at you, not just scoring the wrong, way, but
zone.
If you're jolly, laughing, and then,
he'll
be more mad at that.
Yeah. I'll continue.
Oh, yeah, of course. I'm sorry about that, bro.
It's all good. So, and that crew of six people or 7 people, the age range from like 19 years old up to like, I think that the oldest guy was probably 55 or 60. He was older. And I said, I worked there for only like 7 months. And at the last month I said, hey, this is my last week working here. And then on the last day that older guy came up to me, he said, hey, don't forget your roots. And I'm like, he's when you make it, I know you're going to college, and when you make it, don't forget us. And at that point, it's kind of interesting to think about it then and now. Then I was thinking to myself, like, well, I'm going to college. Why don't any of you guys? I didn't say this to them. This is what I was thinking. Yeah. I was thinking, I'm going to go to college and like put in my hard time. Why don't you guys do that? Like, you can't just say, don't forget your roots and expect me to come back giving you gifts. This is just in my mind what was playing out, not that.
No, you're right. You're right.
So it kind of upset me a little bit. Just thinking, what, you're just going to stay here and not do anything and expect me to come back years later? Years later now. I mean, I don't keep in touch with any of them. But now I'm thinking,
it's time to go back to Macy's, bro.
I think
I ain't forgot about you.
I think the life experiences that I've had working in corporate offices, working in small companies, working at a 9-to-5 job, understanding how challenging life can be and how depressing life can be at times when you feel like you're working so freaking hard and you're not getting the promotions that other people are getting, or you're working so hard and just luck. It could be just luck, and you're just not getting that luck. And so then I think back about that crew at Macy's, and I'm just thinking, man, is it possible a combination? Did they not build their own luck? Did they not push hard enough? Did they not try to change their situation? So that's when when I see that, it made me think about don't forget your roots is what made me think about that.
And I'm glad you mentioned that, and to piggyback off that ride, Oh, that right, Lord. Piggyback off that comment.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people like that, and especially here in Fayetteville, North Carolina, because you guys know J. Cole, right?
J. Cole, he's a hip hop artist.
Yeah, hip hop artist. Yeah, he's like, I mean, he's from here, so he's like, I wouldn't say Jesus. I mean, that's probably like going on, but he's
popular local figure.
Very, very popular. Yeah, because he's up there. He's signed with Jay-Z, where he's worldwide. But people look at him as the savior. Like, don't forget about us, J. Cole. And that's why, like, when J. Cole did make it, he always tried to do things for Fayetteville and try to help out rappers, help out inspiring rappers, help out communities. He built single mother living complex, like where he used to live, where he grew up off of. Yeah, like he tore it down and built the stuff for all the single mothers that's struggling out there. He's got all these different foundations and stuff and groups to help.
Wait, do you have to be his baby mama, or can any baby mama?
Any baby mama comes to Fayetteville. But I mean, shit. If you're J. Cole's baby mom, I mean, I'm pretty sure you're set.
You got a nicer place than
the money. Yeah, I was like, the money he's making. I mean, I can imagine what he had to pay in child support. But like, but it's awesome what he does. And then we got another guy who's becoming real popular. His name is Moray. And he's from Fayetteville as well. He just got signed with Interscope Records. Interscope, they're real in deep with guys like Eminem and Dr. Dre.
Big record company, yeah.
Yeah, real big. So it's like, and people say it to him all the time too, like, don't forget your roots, or don't forget where you came from, because a lot of times we see this with celebrities where they will make it and they'll never go back to where they came from. They'll never visit. They'll never talk to anybody. And then don't get me wrong, it's not their job to help people up or give them handouts or whatever, but because it was so often that's how it was, and especially in our culture over here, where people want to drill that into you to look out for your own, look out for your hood, look out for your community, and that's why a lot of them are doing it now. Now with me, and your story is very similar to mine's, because my first job, I was working at Hardee's. I was a cashier, and I always knew I wanted more, but I just needed a job for the time being. And when I moved up, became a manager within a year, and I was still there for about 4.5 years, where I was being a manager. So I was making decent money, but I knew I didn't want to be a manager at Hardee's.
So a Hardee's is like a burger joint or like a dessert place?
Exactly. Yeah, Carl's Jr. Right, I think.
Carl's Jr. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's the what they call it, the sister company, basically, of Carl's Jr.
Yeah, they
Carl's Jr. is really big on the West Coast.
I think they have the same exact like logo.
Same.
Where it says Carl's Jr. Instead, it's the same cursive that says Hardee's.
Do you have a Western bacon cheeseburger out there?
Yep, Western. Yep, they got all delicious. That, man. Yeah, but the only thing, Carl's Jr. though, like their menu was always 10 times better, more options than Hardee's was so more burger based. Where Carl's Jr., they had different chickens and wraps and all this other stuff, but like Hardee's
for all these hippies
like
out here,
burgers.
the West Side.
I can't wait to visit. I always wanted to visit out there in Vegas and Cali and stuff, man, because I heard so much about it. Hey, I'm there as soon as I get the chance.
As soon as you get that Bruno Mars money.
But when I get that Bruno Mars money, I'm going more than just Vegas and Cali.
I'm leaving all these people behind.
I'll come back. Won't forget my roots,
So in Fayetteville, so you're an African American dude. Do you feel disadvantaged? What's your situation? Or do you feel equal? Do you feel, what's life like?
As far as being in Fayetteville, or in general,
in Fayetteville, sure, either one. But I guess particularly Fayetteville for us, because I know what life is like in Vegas. I know what it's like in some places, but you're in an area that I haven't had many opportunities to visit or explore or see much about, right?
Yeah, true that, man. So as far as just being black in Fayetteville, I mean, there's so many black people in Fayetteville. It's not even funny. I mean, it's most like Fayetteville, Durham.
Is it majority Black Americans?
Majority Black Americans. So you don't really ever feel like you're at a disadvantage. But as far as getting like those really good jobs that's going to be paying 20 plus, or you're on a salary base, that's where you feel the disadvantage, because there isn't many black people that are in those positions. I'm fortunate where I am one of those right now in life, and I hope to continue to, grow and be that, more and more. But a lot of them aren't. A lot of them have to settle for 9 to 5, some minimum wage, some are just a little above minimum wage. But there is opportunity out here. It's like you just really have to work hard and go get it. Like Moray, he's been putting in the work for many years. He actually almost quit like doing music because it was like, man, I feel like I'm going nowhere. But all it took was that one person to hear him, which I don't know if you guys know what's his name? He's the marshmallow head guy. I don't know if you ever heard of him.
I have no idea. I know
he wears a marshmallow for a head, but he's very marshmallow. Yeah, he heard Moray's music, and was like, "Yo, this guy's dope," and put his music out there. And before you know it, like his ball started turning. He dropped the song, got really popular, and he got signed. So the moral of that is like, there's opportunity out there. You just can't quit on yourself. You have to continue to push, because all it takes is one person with a lot of connections to listen to your music or see your work. Or even
I would push against that a little bit in that, for every Moray, there's probably thousands of other young Americans that aren't going to get signed, right? So in a way, is that 100%. A low probability path to success?
I would say the message. Overall, like to push and strive is probably good, but pick a industry where the odds are better stacked in your favor. Like meaning, I think music is a tough one. That's 1 in a million, 1 in 10 million chance.
100%.
But at least maybe hopefully a career, or say even podcasts. I think you get better chances with podcasts. I think put in your time. I theorize 2 or 3 years, and you should hopefully have a better chance than 1 out of 10 million. I hope.
But we haven't quit our day jobs.
Yeah.
So this is
exactly. Exactly. And like with Moray, I mean, he's been doing it for a while. Like, it wasn't like he got this, overnight.
Yeah.
He put in the work. He was working in a chicken factory with a guy I went to school with. Actually, I'm on the show. He actually talked about him a little bit. Up until he got that big break. So I mean, he was, definitely working the regular job, day job, but still had that dream and was still pushing. So the moral story is like, don't give up on your dream just because your situation may not look as good, especially here out in Fayetteville. Situation may not be the best, but if you continue to work hard at it, even if you have to work 2-3 jobs and just keep pushing. Like even me, I was working different jobs, but I still want to do podcasts. Podcasting is a hobby to some people, but to me, it's a life, it's a dream. I feel like this could open up many doors, many different connections. I mean, just like us, we're connected. I mean, you never stepped foot in Fayetteville, North Carolina. I never stepped foot in Vegas, but through the power of podcasting, we're now connecting, networking, and who knows where this can take us one day, and
well, that's how I see
my day job.
I think you're a unique window for us and any viewers or any listeners to see your world a little bit, right? That's a world 100%. We don't have access to.
And same with you guys, man. Like, I want to know what's Vegas like. If you guys want to explain,
just like all the stereotypes.
Because Fayetteville it's really, I mean, it's considered the I don't want to say the gutter, but basically, I mean, it's considered, it's a poor community, but it's on the rise. Like, there's a lot of great things happening, like from J. Cole to Moray. Oh, and then we have a couple of NBA basketball players who came here, guys from the NFL I played against because I was a football player. And one of them is playing for the Titans right now. The other one's playing for the Arizona Cardinals. And I was in class with these guys and weightlifting with these guys on the football field. Now that I'm watching them on Madden and seeing them on TV, I'm like, holy shit, life can change if you really put in that damn work and, push and push. Like,
but I think earlier you said something where you're saying, it's a majority black area, but you can see people rise to fame, but what you're not seeing is people rise into the high paying jobs. So presumably you do have lawyers, doctors, accountants, dentists around, right? And are you saying that most of them are not African American? Is that
like there's some, but it's not majority. Like I said, most majority is doing just, like I said, either minimum wage jobs or a little above minimum wage. And there's nothing wrong with that. If that's what you have to do, right? You can just do it, just as long as you continue to push yourself.
Well, so then the burning question is then what do you think is what do you think is causing this, right? So if you're saying, hey, 80, 90% of people here are black. Why don't we have 80 or 90% of the good jobs? That would make a lot of sense, right? So what do you think the cause or the source of that disparity might be?
It could be a bunch of different things. Like, it could be anywhere between the right connection, the right, the right people. Some people just, they don't know how to get into that field, and they want to get in that field, but they don't want to either ask the questions, or maybe some don't have the drive. Like, they don't think it's realistic that they will ever get to that level, but they could work at this level, But then there's some that's like, fuck that. If I want it, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna work towards it. That's always been my mentality, and I don't know where I got that from, but that's always been my mentality. Like I remember, just backtracking a little bit to my days in Connecticut. I remember we was just being kids, and we would see someone, like me and my friends and stuff, all our homies, we're on the block, and we see someone riding with a nice ass bike or a nice car, and some were like, oh man, one day that's gonna be me. Or some would be like, man, I'm never gonna get something like that. Or some would just be even jealous and be like, man, that's not this type though, like this. And I'm like, I ain't ever been that type of person. I've always been like, well, fuck it, if he can get it, I know I can. He puts on the same 2 socks like I do, same draws, same 24 hours. What's the difference? Sure, there's obstacles and different, life paths, but I'm like, I'm not afraid to put in the work for it. I used to have this nice shirt too. I don't know where it's at, but I wanted to wear it today, but it's like
to make us jealous.
Everybody, it's just for a little, like, so people know like where I come from and how I'm wired, where I'm like, outwork everyone. Like, don't be afraid of hard work. Like, people really think that hard work is a fucking punishment. Like, I commend you for taking 14 hours to edit. I thought I was doing too much, where I'm doing 10 hours sometimes. Fuck that. Now I gotta do 14.
Don't do it. Don't
work
do it.
harder.
Don't
or
do
more. Like man, it's not like, hard work is not a form of punishment. My coach just said too, like, there's pride in that, man. There's pride where you can look around in your house that you worked hard for, everything that you got up in here. Or if you have a nice car, or even if you have a nice job, and knowing that, man, I worked hard to get here. Like, there's pride in that. I would never like to be that type of person that, oh man, I got this awesome job, thanks because my dad knows this guy, or because of my best friend, they hooked me up with this job, which that could happen. But as long as you work hard and prove yourself, though, that you belong, not just, oh man, I got, I was a freeloader or just knew the right people, there's pride in work.
I think you guys are kind of coming across a certain thing in your stories. Like, if I think back to the Macy story, or what you're talking about now, Alvin, is that we don't, everybody out there, we don't start at the same place. Everybody starts with different advantages, different abilities, different situations, different childhoods, right? So I think for anybody listening, if you turn 18 and you say, hey, I'm an adult now, I start making my own choices, and I got to build something, I gotta work, I got to figure something out, I got to go to school, but don't view your success in terms of other people. You say, hey, this guy's got the nice car, I don't have a nice car. But it's kind of, how far did you come from where you started, I think, is probably a better measure of your success.
Exactly, man. And, like, I've been to the bottom of the bottom, and in my life, some top of the top, like right now I'm working at a job I've never made as much money ever. And not to talk money, nice. I'm not that type of person, but, I'm very proud of that.
Money's great. I love money.
Oh yeah, definitely. But just because where I've came from, which I at one point was homeless at one point.
Oh yeah.
As a kid, and seeing my parents struggle. Parents was on drugs, living in a bad community. I faced racism. I faced ups and downs, but yet I've never gave up. I've dealt with depression. I've done a lot of different things and went through a lot of different life obstacles, but I've learned to enjoy the journey and always picture in my head, like, this is just a bad moment, not a bad life. And I'm going to get to where I want to be, and that's why I try to really push out positivity and go through people's journey through my podcast. Cause literally some people will face one obstacle or one bad experience and ready to end it all. And it's like, man, no, there's beauty in the struggle. There really is.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I've never had to deal with being homeless or anything that difficult.
It's not fun. It sucks, bro. It's rough. And I'm not trying to make a joke, but it sucks.
Yeah.
Bro.
Do you want to tell us that story, or do you not want to talk about it?
I mean, I don't really mind it. The first time, because I was homeless multiple different times.
Yeah, but I mean, just being homeless as a kid has got to be incredibly bad. I mean, because you're a kid, you don't have any resources, you don't know how to do stuff. You're dependent on people, right?
Yeah, that one was rough. Probably the roughest because, like you're saying, you know, I was a kid, and you know, seeing my parents struggle, you know, seeing what you know they had to basically do what they had to do and try to get us out of that situation.
So how old are you? What happened that you ended up homeless? What's the breakdown?
You know, out of respect for my parents, I never even asked. You know, I can only speculate, but I never truly asked. But I know like they were busting their butt, but they weren't making enough, you know. So, you know, I never really asked them why. But I knew the second time was just I was an adult that time. So I mean, that one was definitely shit that you know, like I betted on myself. I'm very proud of betting on myself, but unfortunately, I had to go and basically lose it all before I rose up and got it.
Gotcha.
You know, got back on top, I guess.
Okay.
Sorry, I was looking away at my. I don't know if you saw that, but
no.
But yeah. So as a kid, though, I didn't ask. I just didn't know. You know, staying with a family member, then staying in a homeless shelter, staying in a hotel. Like, I mean, it was rough. You know, I mean, got to a point, even one point, because we used to have to like rush. Like, you ever seen The Pursuit of Happiness?
Yes.
With Will Smith, where like he was rushing because he had to try to get to the homeless shelter before the time is up, or they're gonna have no place to live for the night. And I was in that situation too. That's why that shit like originated so hard. I didn't drop my toy like a little boy and wanted to get my toy back, but like I remember that, and that shit was like, wow, like it was scary. I can't imagine being like a parent going through that like that.
Yeah,
that was tough, you know. So I always commend my parents for that and getting us out of that situation too, because it took almost about a year where it was rough like that. And luckily my dad and my mom, you know, they were getting their stuff together too, and finally was able to save up and got a good job and was able to provide,
stabilize, and find a place. And
definitely and then as me as an adult though, that story, like I said, I betted on myself. I actually I was going through my depression. I was severely depressed from 2015 to like 2019. It was a rough patch in my life. Yeah, just dealing with depression.
Because your podcast wasn't making it, so you quit after 7 episodes.
You know what's crazy? I was going through so much, I didn't even think about the podcast. The podcast was actually my escape, I guess, from just all the other shit. You know, like I was dealing with, obviously, I was in school a little bit. I was trying to go to college, but then my mom's health wasn't the best. So she ended up losing her job and stuff because she just couldn't work. And so I was trying to get a job, and I didn't have a car at the time. And but just walking everywhere, putting in applications, going to libraries and stuff. To just use the internet to put in applications. But it was getting kind of depressing because I was getting nothing. Like no jobs wanted me because I didn't have the experience, or it just didn't work with the schedule that I had. So it was very depressing. Then I was going through a bad breakup. That took me a while to get through. So and I lost some friends that I had played football with or known for a while. One was shot and killed by another friend. Just being idiots playing with a gun. Right. So that was heartbreaking. Then I had another friend that got shot and killed in a drive-by. I had another friend died in a car accident. Another friend that died in a car accident. And these weren't like gaps. I mean, these were like back to back to back. So I was dealing with a lot. Yeah. But and then I was working jobs that I just didn't give a fuck about. Like I ain't gonna lie. Like I was the Hardy's job was awesome. When I finally did get hired, but it became quickly, I knew that this isn't where I wanted to be, even though I got promoted to be a manager. I was doing well, but it just wasn't for me. So I betted on myself and was like, you know what? I'm going to go work somewhere else. A job that doesn't seem so stressful because I was also trying to coach football at the time because I was done playing.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, let me go try coaching because I felt joy in that. But at first, Hardy's was like, oh, yeah, that's awesome. You're young. Yeah, we'll work with you. We'll give you your schedule and stuff. So I'm like, great. And after like one season, now they're like, oh, fuck your schedule and fuck your football. You're doing this, this, and that, basically. And it was just like I was in a shitty place where I was like, damn, I had to pick my job over my dream. And I knew from there, I'm like, fuck this shit, man. I mean, the money's decent, but I'm like, I don't want to make money and be miserable. Like, I remember my coaches, my teammates will come through, not teammates, players will come through as I'm working, just tell me how practice went or the game. And I felt so bad because, like, I wasn't there to witness it. Like, I had one guy who got knocked out at practice. He was one of my best players.
So this is high school football or?
Middle school.
Okay. Yeah.
But I wanted to, cause I was getting my feet wet in it, so I wanted to get to middle school, high school, college, hopefully pro one day. Right. That was the plan. So
seems very logical.
That's what I wanted to do. But as I was doing it, and like I said, Hardy's was not working with me. I made a decision. I was like, you know what, fuck this. I'm gonna go pursue my dream. So, but I have to go to school because if you can't really coach at the high school or college level or pro if you have from college. So I was like, I'm going to go to school, but I'm going to work this job because it seemed flexible at the time with my schedule and trying to get in this college where I was trying to go to. So I bet on myself, put in my 2 weeks. And then unfortunately, I didn't start the job on time. They were bullshitting me. And they were like, oh, yeah, we're waiting on your background, waiting on your drug test, waiting on. So, like, I'm waiting for a while. And bills aren't stopping, you know. They're still coming. And I'm just like, fuck. So I took this other job where I was delivering bread, which, I mean, don't get me wrong, shout out to my bro, Roberto, actually. He hooked me up with the job. Yeah. So I was delivering bread for his dad, for Martin's Bread, started doing that for a little. That wasn't for me either because you get up 3 o'clock. No, well, they used to call me the bread man, and it was funny because like my nickname was Man growing up as a kid. So like my dad and other people would call me like Man the bread man. Oh shit, and they're like Man the bread man. And that was an experience because in Fayetteville, back to talk about Fayetteville, it's very there's a lot of poverty too. Like there's a lot of homeless people out here too. So like I would donate the bread if I can, you know, like if I had leftover bread, I would give them to food banks. I'll give them to people that's around because where our depot was at, we had to get up 3 a.m, 3:30 sometime in the morning, load up our trucks of bread and run our routes. But there'd be people as we're loading, be like, hey, can you help us out, man? We're homeless. Like some guy had his family one time, a pregnant girlfriend. Yeah. Man, I felt so bad, man. And his name was Josh. I never forget it. Yeah. And he used to help just do anything because he's like, I don't like people just giving me stuff. Let me try to help you guys out. So he would load our trucks up and everything. And, you know, I'll try to give him a couple dollars if I had it and definitely some bread. But anyway, going off topic a little bit. Just doing that. I knew that job wasn't for me either. So, I betted on myself. Finally did get the job, but it took forever. So now like I'm facing eviction. Like I said, bills are still piling up. I had a dog, so I had to get food for him and still taking care of my family. So I'm like, damn it, man. So but now the paychecks are rolling, but I'm a little too far behind. So now it's time for me to go. So I actually just had enough money where I worked. So I live in like a hotel for a little bit with my family and my dog. So I wasn't completely homeless, but still it's not good when you had a home and then, or not home, but apartment, and then now you got to go into a hotel and you have a key. And you know, it's crazy. I don't have my wallet on me, but I keep that key in my wallet all the time because I used to meditate in my car, like, man, I'm going to get out this position. I'm going to get out of this position. This is all going to work out. And I was
smart.
And I still, to this day, I still have that key in my wallet. I should have returned it because they probably want for $2.50 back. Now I think about it, but
it's a key deposit.
But it's still good motivation, you know. So luckily I got out of that. It took a few months, but depression really started kicking in then because then I was starting to lose weight because now I'm kind of feeling like a failure, but also like, you know, I know this isn't gonna last. But then I lost a really good best friend of mine. she committed suicide, and that hurt so bad because she was so tough, and she went into the military, and she overcame so much, and she got stationed at Fort Bragg. So I was like, awesome, you're not that far from me. And I remember messaging her saying, I had so much I want to talk to you about. We had catch up since high school.
Yeah.
And I mean, I love this girl, man. Like, I mean, shout out to, I mean, we call her Jocko for sure. Her name was Jocelyn, but
yeah.
I was in love with this girl too, man. Like when I first met her, she was just so beautiful and so down to earth. We used to listen to Mac Miller on the back of the bus all the time, and she introduced me to him, and I became a big Mac Miller fan back in before he even passed. And then when he passed, we were talking for like a good 4 or 5 hours, reminiscing on stuff. I mean, it just hit me hard. I mean, I wanted to take her to prom and stuff, but then I ended up moving. My parents split. It was just so detailing, but when she passed, it hurt so bad. And
so how do you find positivity then when you have a string of tough events? How do you keep a positive outlook now, because you seem like a pretty happy dude? Is there a major change? Or
I had to really change the way I thought, because that's why I always tell people, it's not a bad life, it's just a bad moment. Diamond Dallas Page is a famous wrestler, and he does DDP yoga. It's real popular. And so
wait, did you say he does DDP yoga?
Yeah, he created it. I mean, he invented it. It's one of the top. It sounds funny, but it's one of the top yogas in the world. I mean, this guy's a millionaire off this stuff. He was on Shark Tank and everything.
Wait, so an ex wrestler is not doing yoga. Is there
World
any elbow
champion.
Drops involved? Is there?
No, but he does do the bang and all this other stuff. I mean, but he calls some of his positions like wrestling moves, which is funny.
Yeah.
But I mean, his story is amazing too, because he started wrestling real late in the game. Like he was 35 starting off, and most wrestlers start off in their teenage years, maybe early 20s. He started at 35 because he was kind of like most people, just settling, doing their job, whatever. But then he always had a desire, man, I want to try this. And finally got the confidence, and which is a big thing too for all my viewers and your viewers. Confidence is a real big thing.
Yeah.
And he finally had the confidence to say, fuck it, I'm going for this. I mean, started at 35. Being a rookie in a professional wrestling world is not something you do, but he climbed
wrestling
that ladder.
Is a young man's game. Like I'm 44.
Yeah, man.
I can't be doing flying power bombs off the ropes.
Yeah, exactly, man.
It's ridiculous.
It's crazy to think that like most people would have never succeeded starting at 35.
Yeah.
But he had that drive, he had that determination, and he changed his mindset, and he did it. He won the world title multiple times. He became very successful.
Yeah.
And I kind of just started changing my mind. That's one thing he always talked about. And also my football coach and other football coaches I've talked to before, where they always say, oh, when they get to a losing team, that sucks.
Yeah.
Let's use, you guys are in Vegas, let's use the Las Vegas Raiders for an example.
No, they're
not
suck.
the best team. Yeah, let's say they're not the best team. They don't suck, but they're not the best team out there. But what a true, amazing coach would do is not think about the players they don't have, or they can't get. They'll try to make the ones they got better. And it always starts with the mind. So that was what I was basically just meditating off of that stuff, thinking like, man, okay, let me change my mind. Sure, it's hard, being, sorry, something went by. But
Tears
it's hard.
of joy.
Basically, yeah. But
to because you're thinking about how the Steelers don't have Mahomes.
Yeah, man. We got Big Ben, and he's done great for us, but he's getting old. His time is coming up.
He's not much younger than Brady.
No, he's younger than Brady. That's the thing. But he plays older than Brady. It's crazy. Ben through he has some injuries. I'm
gonna add a tangent story to your question about going through kind of maybe a tough time and finding motivation. For me was. I hated working at that Macy's job. I fucking hated it. So let me try to walk you through an 8-hour day. I come in, there's a box, you open it up, there might be
dresses,
shoes, perfumes, who knows?
It could have been dresses. It doesn't matter. So there's
panties.
There was sometimes panties.
There was.
So if you have to fold the shirts inside, there's small, medium, large, and you just got to fold. Get the next box, fold, and that was basically it for 8 hours. And I remember specifically folding and telling myself, what am I doing with my life? I'm a fucking robot. My hands just grab a box, fold, 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 grab a box, fold, 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 grab a box. And I remember it's just 8 hours a day. I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? This is like, my brain has so much more capacity than this. I need to get out of this. I fucking need to get out of it. And it took about 6 months before I found a path. An uncle told,
at least you found it, bro.
Yeah, I had an uncle that just said, hey, go try out this computer school. I know you like computers. The name of it's Coleman College. And I was like, okay, I'll give it a shot. I went over there to their counselor, and I just dived in. I signed the contract, and I was there. But that moment in Macy's was a focal point for me, never ever wanting to get back to that. To me, respect to the 6-8 people that work there. I'm not downplaying them. It's just whatever. That was the thing to me, the lowest point of my life at that point. Up to then, I just didn't want to get there ever again.
You should try folding children's jeans when you're 55, man.
Don't forget your roots.
Yeah, for real. Don't forget your roots.
He's probably 70 now. Do you think he's still there?
I don't know.
I would hope not, man. But that's so true though. Like your Macy's point, like you're doing this, and to me, I think that's where you reach like, what the fuck am I doing with my life? Like this is like the lowest point in my life right now of as far as working. Like I'm capable of this, and I applaud you, because a lot of people, especially even here in Fayetteville, like they don't know how to break that cycle. Sometimes they just go with the flow. Like the guy we joked a little bit, maybe he's 70 now doing it, but I mean he probably would be. If he was in Fayetteville, I guarantee he probably would. Like there's a lot of people that have that mentality, like they just rather do the same old.
Yeah, it's
secure. It's a guaranteed paycheck.
Yeah,
I could have been doing
Try
the same
not to be
shit
homeless
with
here, man.
Martins.
I need that paycheck.
Like exactly. Like I could have been doing the same exact shit when I was doing with Martin's Bread or Hardee's, and I'll still be there to this day probably. But I took that chance, and I had to go through the mud. But I got out of it, and now I'm podcasting. It's growing every day. I have one of the most successful jobs I ever had in my life, making more money than I ever had in my life, taking care of my family, their family,
nice.
Putting people in different positions, giving them spotlights, people from Fayetteville. That, like, I just promoted an episode. A lot of these guys are from Fayetteville, trying to help put them out there, and if I would have never left, or have that, confidence, or that fuck it in me, where I'm like, I have to go for this, I would still be I would be at Hardee's. I would still be at Hardee's. I know I would. And you still be at Macy's just doing this. You like, I need more. Like, I need better for myself.
I don't know if you guys are better off, though, because you went from fold to edit.
Yeah.
Doing longer hours editing.
And no money on this podcast.
Dumbasses. Don't listen to these guys about success.
The 70-year-olds looking at this shit right now like, you fucking dumbass. At least I'm still making money.
Stupid kids jerking off on the internet talking to each other.
At that Macy's job, about a month in, I remember. So I was hating my job even the first day, I think it was. And then a month in,
those are the best ones.
Yeah. About a month in, like two younger people around my age. I think they were like 20 and 22 years old, and when they just got hired. So I was like, oh, cool, someone my age, because the other ones at
fresh meat.
Yeah, well, fresh meat, that was someone I could relate to.
Oh, okay.
Because everyone else was like kind of like 30 and up or something. So then I was like, cool, like I get to interact with some younger people. But the thing that I hated the job so much, so I went up to them one day and I was like, hey, you guys enjoy this job? And they looked at me with like these kind of like confused eyes. They looked at me like, this is a job.
Yeah. And
I'm like, do you enjoy it? Do you hate, or do you really hate it like I do? They looked at me all weird. They're like, this is a job, man.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay. So
it blew your mind, right? Like,
no, what? If it wasn't,
what do you mean?
If I enjoyed it, you wouldn't have to pay me to show up. That's how the jobs work, man.
But I guess the thing I saw in them were they were okay with just staying there and doing that job, and for me, I had to go. Yeah. I wanted to move on. I didn't want to stay there, and they were comfortable. And I mean, each to each their own, really. But that was just for me in my life, I needed something more. I wasn't fulfilling mentally.
Exactly. And then that's no knock to anybody that's working at Hardee's or working at Macy's or anyone or any 9 to 5 or whatever. Like literally,
a philosopher might question you guys and go, look, maybe you're just fooling yourselves. If you could learn to be happy at a job, then you'd have a paycheck.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And that's what I'm just going to say. I'm like,
instead of all these struggles.
Yeah. If you find the fulfilled, I can't even words up now. Fulfillment. Thank you. In doing that, and you're providing, you're taking care of your family, you're good mentally, like your mental health and all that.
Yeah.
Then, I applaud you. I mean, that's what it's about.
Yeah.
But if you're not happy and you feel like you deserve more than just doing this or me doing fucking this and stuff like that, flipping burgers or telling people what to do, then it's time to change, because there's a lot of people, especially like I talk to a lot of older people. I love old people. They're the coolest, and they have no filter. I promise. And a lot of their stories is so heartbreaking when I ask them, hey, what was your dream? Like, what did you want to do in life? And someone will be like, man, I really wanted to be an architect, or I really wanted to be host my own gym or have my own business or whatever. And I'm like, well, why didn't you? Like, no offense, what stopped you?
Yeah.
A lot of times it was their confidence, or they're like, man, I had kids real early and I can't feed my kids' dreams, or, they're like, oh man, I just never realistically thought that could be me, and I understand to that point where you're like, you do have family, so you have to provide. Kids can't eat dreams. You can't put dreams on kids' backs right away.
Right.
Eventually you can.
They need dinosaur-shaped nuggets.
Exactly. They need them dinosaur-shaped nuggets, them smiley fries. They need all that shit immediately. And that's what you're thinking. You're like, I can't think about, like, some people, they're like, hey, man, if I want to achieve my dream, it's going to take me, let's say, 5-10 years. But in 5-10 years, kid's going to be 5 or 10.
Yeah.
And you can't feed them that shit. So I understand from that point if we look at it like that.
Yeah.
But what I would challenge them is, okay, yes, continue to provide for your family. What can you do on your free time? And then someone will say, I don't have fucking free time, Alvin. And then it's like, motherfucker, yeah, you do. You have to change the way you think. You know what I'm saying? Like, me and you were talking, where I was like, yeah, I'm working these 12 hours, still trying to do the show and edit and all this other stuff, man. It's been hard to really just even pay attention and fill out the form.
Yeah.
And thank God you're cool, because I didn't even fill out the form. I just said, bro, I'm open book. Let's talk about anything. And we discussed some things, like.
I waived my rights.
Yeah, But, you have to learn to try to make time. Sure, you're going to have long hours, lack of sleep, like me, long hours, lack of sleep, writing paragraphs for weeks on shit, notes, all that. But I know down the line, it's going to be worth it. You got to have that belief, like, this is all going to be worth it one day. And that's what I got out of my depression. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's still a fight. Like, I ain't going to lie, every day, there's something that could trigger it. But you got to remind yourself it's a bad moment, not a bad life. And it's going to be worth it in the end.
That's a good slogan. I like that. I like that expression.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, man.
I want to kind of bring a tangent story. Sorry, were you going to say something?
Oh, no. I was just going to say, that's kind of how I'm wired, because a lot of people ask me that too. Like, they're like, man, you seem like you're in such a good place now, Alvin, or you're so happy now. Like, I remember one of my friends showed me a picture of what I looked like just some years back and what I look like now. And they're like, damn, you look like a completely different person. You look like you got the Lord in your life. You look like you're shining. Like, there, you look struggling. You look like you need a damn sandwich, probably a bath. And I'm like, what the fuck? You trying to play me? But anyway, but it's crazy. And literally, like,
go
a lot
easy
has
on
changed.
the compliments there, okay?
For real, like. But the only thing that's really changed was my mindset, man, and that's so important. And that's why I'm an advocate for mental health as well. Like changing your mindset is the key. Yeah. One of them. But go ahead, bro.
So this is a topic way earlier that we talked about. So I'm going to say my story. I don't think it's nearly as bad as your story of being homeless and whatnot, but I'll explain what was going through my mind during some of the tougher parts of my life, and maybe it could let you reflect on your life a little bit differently too. Because I feel like when I hear people's stories, then I could also rethink about my life in a different perspective.
So now I got to outdo you guys and how much harder my life was.
No,
he said I was sucking dick for crack. Podcast to save my life. I'm just playing, bro.
Ugly ass forehead.
It got ugly when you laugh and it starts crinkling up, right?
I'm kidding. I know Liem's had some struggles.
I'd have to point out the two things that I never struggled with. I've never had a day in my life that I didn't have food. I'm so grateful. So some of the complaints that I have is, you'll hear in a second, but that's one of the things I've always had. I always had food. I've always had a place to sleep too. I actually usually say that together, and I mean, I'm not trying to say that because you said you're homeless. I have a friend who was raised in the Philippines and came here because he didn't want to be in poverty. He made he felt like every effort he did in school and college was to get him from the Philippines to America to stay away from poverty. And when I hear his story and I see it in his work ethic, holy shit, this guy. When I think I'm a decent programmer, that motherfucker he's a machine. That guy could program like 14 hours a day. I don't understand how he could do it. My mind doesn't work.
It's the fear of poverty pushing him to succeed.
Yeah.
Seriously.
It's that early trauma.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
So not to cut you off, but like that's what drives me, man. Literally, like I think about the shit I went through. Like when I was a kid, bro, I wish I was you or anyone else where I'm like, I don't have to worry about like not having anything to eat. You know what I'm saying? There's times I had to sleep for fucking dinner or drink water and just be full off that shit for a while. You know, or places to stay, you know, or just a lot of different things, you know, like those were like luxuries to me. But to some other people or, you know, I guess the average people or whatever, that's just whatever, that's life, you know?
Yeah.
But like your friend in the Philippines, you know, they say he's a machine. And, you know, I think a lot of people, when you go through poverty or go through any type of hard times at an early age, you grow up so fast and you grow up, I'm not ever going back. Like it's safe to say you're never, I don't like saying the N-word, never, but it's safe to say you never. Yeah, you know, I'll drop the other one quick, but now it's like, I don't want to. Exactly. But I really don't like saying the word never, because in my life, when I say never, like I'm never doing this, I'm never doing that, it actually happened somewhere down the line, and then I thought back like, damn it, I said it. So I try not to say, I say ever.
I will never lick cocaine off of a hooker's butt.
So you want to, so it's not going to happen.
Never.
But I try to say ever. So I'm like, it's safe to say you won't ever go back to Macy's Foden. You know, I won't ever go back to Hardee's. What did you do, bro? You got any fucked up stories from growing up?
Oh, were you?
No. So for my story, so I was raised, my mom and dad divorced when I was 7. So that I think weighed heavily on my brother. That's a different story. So he was the older brother. I was the younger one. I was a tiny bit shielded. We moved to a town that was 99% white people. So that really fucked my identity. And that's where I feel that I think if I could try to see in the shoes of either black people or people of poverty that are put in I feel like that's my way I connect with their feeling. If they were not as fortunate, my story was my identity was fucked up. It was always fucked up until the age of about 22, 24 years old is where I was like, wait, why am I trying to fit in? Why am I trying to be a white person? I'm not white. I tried so hard because, I mean, since I was 7 years old, that was, I mean, one of the heaviest memories I remember was my best friend. She said one day when I was 7 years old, I said something and she said to me like, why do you have an accent when you say that? I was taught Vietnamese when I was up to about the age of 5. And then my parents said, you know what? Your dad works 3 jobs a day. You're learning English from now on. No more Vietnamese at home. So even at the age of 7, I had a little bit of an accent. And I remember her saying that to me and it hurt me. I was like, fuck, I need to do everything I can to get rid of this accent. And that I remember that at 7 years old, is what I said to myself. And now actually reflecting on that, that's almost really sad to think that so many Americans are so privileged they could learn one fucking language and be okay, English, and they don't understand the struggle that someone has from another language learning English. I think it's so fucking privileged and upsetting to me that Americans can think, oh, you need to learn English. Fuck you, man. You are so fucking privileged. You go learn things around the world. Learn other cultures. Just because you're fucking privileged and your country's so privileged doesn't give you the right to push your agenda on others. So that's a little bit of the struggle where as a kid I was like, fuck, I need to learn English, and I didn't get to reflect it till I was later. But having Vietnamese as my first language in America. I was born in America, but Vietnamese was still technically my first language. Yeah. And then so fighting with English, the accent, I got rid of that pretty quick. That was probably when I was 9 or 11, it was gone. No, and then to the point where
then you just sound like a punk.
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. It turns the other way when I started hanging out with other Asians. When I was like 19, going to a family party, I literally had some female. She's laughing at me. She's like, "You sound so fucking white." And it was an Asian woman. She was saying it in a fobby voice at me.
I got a story for that one.
So I mean, funny. Fighting between language and then mainly the identity. That was something I think that hampered. I really do honestly think it hampered my learning in junior high and high school. While everyone was, maybe all the white kids around me could focus on math, history, English,
football.
Yeah, football, whatever they wanted to do. I was focusing on how do I become more white like them. And nobody, when you're a kid, nobody explains you to this stuff or how to deal with it, what's wrong and right, what's going to be the future. So it was probably around 22 where something in my brain just said, you know what, I'm doing this IT stuff. I'm pretty young. I feel like I'm doing pretty good. Why do I have to try to fit in why do I have to try to fit into a white person's shoes? I think us moving to Mira Mesa, a predominantly Asian area around the age of 19, I think that was something that helped because staying around more Asians, it made me feel more comfortable being Asian. Up to the age of 17, 18, until the age of 18, I was just staying in a predominantly white neighborhood. So I never dealt with poverty in the sense of food or home, but I dealt with identity. And I feel like when I look at other people with poverty, or if even any racial things, Mexican, Black, any minority in America, I have so much more sympathy for them. And I would actually sympathy or empathy. I would say sympathy because I can't.
Yeah, but what you're really talking about is social norms. So whatever environment you're in, do you fit into that group? So you're talking about like I'm in a white area now. Do I have to be more like them? And so I can understand emotionally the way you're telling it. It's definitely traumatic and difficult for a kid for sure. To try to navigate this without understanding. Mm-hmm.
So that's like growing up in Connecticut, man. Like that shit was fucking crazy.
I think isn't there a famous story about King Arthur in Connecticut or something?
If there is, it passed me, man. I don't know. Okay, but right. I relate so well.
Black
to
kid
that,
in Connecticut.
What you were saying, yeah, because it's safe to say the minority rate in Connecticut. Well, different parts of Connecticut.
It's very minor.
High. Yeah, very minor. So, what's crazy though, like there's so many white people out there, and this ain't me being, racist or just my story. So that was one thing I've learned how to do was talk and try to talk kind of like quote unquote like that girl said, like a white guy.
Yeah.
So I was literally from birth to 12, I was there, where I lived, it was very, like it was poverty to the max. I mean, it was crazy. I mean, I've seen people get shot. I've seen people get ran over, fucking drugs being sold, needles on the streets, crackheads, prostitutes, you name it. Yeah. And Waterbury. I mean, Waterbury was fucking rough. At one point, Waterbury was like the third worst city to fucking live in the United States at one point. Like it was rough, man.
It's Connecticut's dirty, dark secret.
Yeah, it was called the Dirty Water, actually. That's what people call Waterbury. Because when you hear like Stamford and places like that, people are like, "Oh yeah, it's great." They think Waterbury. Connecticut, rich, nice state. But there's parts of it it's straight up hood, ghetto. I mean,
dirty water.
From LHP, Long Hill Projects. Like it's crazy.
Is this where you get caught riding dirty?
No. I didn't get caught riding dirty.
Okay.
But
sorry
funny,
to make light of your ghetto experience.
That threw me off a little bit. I was like, wait, what? I was like, you put that in the notes? I didn't say that. But now, but thinking of back to like you were saying, you know, like just learning basically like fitting in, because in Connecticut there was a lot of white people.
Yeah.
And everyone talked very proper, very, you know, respectful and stuff.
Yeah.
And I took that to North Carolina when I came down here. But when I moved to North Carolina, I lived in Lillington, which is as country as it can get, bro. Like, I mean, there's more country, but like I'm going from seeing taxis and city buses and, you know, all types of buildings and shit to seeing dirt roads and horses and fucking chicken coops that smell like purity shit and long dirt roads. I mean, it was a big culture shock. You need a car, you know, to get around. Like nothing's close by.
Yeah.
So,
do you have to like country music down there?
You don't have to like it, but you better know who the fuck Luke Bryan is, or people are gonna go crazy on here. Like, I'm not a country music person. There's nothing against it. It's just it's not my thing. But other people around, like when I was growing up, you know, coming to North Carolina, like it's like you don't know who Luke Bryan is, or you don't know who fuck was Colin Ray or Billy Ray Cyrus. Like, no, I'm from fucking Connecticut. No, I know I know fucking Nas and fucking no, but they'll cut me off and be like, oh, I bet you know fucking Beethoven shit. Like, who the fuck is listening to Beethoven in Connecticut? What do you think Connecticut like, bro? You should have seen the fucking obstacles I had to deal with coming to North Carolina. But anyway, to get back to actually, so North Carolina, all North Carolinians they have an accent. Yeah, they do, and it's a country accent, which is kind of adorable on some of the girls. But like most people, they got that fucking accent, you know. So coming to the state, people are talking to me. They're like, "Where are you from? You don't have an accent." I'm like, "Oh, I'm from Connecticut." Oh, that explains it. And I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? You know, like, what's going on? They're like, oh, man, you sound like a white guy. And I'm like, huh? You know, and it was just threw me off because I'm like, that's, you know, that's what I was just used to. And there was black people in Connecticut, but not a lot. But we all talk like this. And there's some Hispanics and stuff. But we just talk like me. Yeah. So as I moved to Fayetteville after my parents split, and it's a lot of black people. And I don't fit in at all because now they're like, bro, you talk white, bro. You trying to be white or something? What's wrong with you? And I'm like, bro, this is how I talk. This is how I was raised. You know, like you know, I'm sorry, but I mean, I can't change who I am. So, and then I tried though. I try to adapt, and I try like even back when I was in Lillington, I try to have the country accent a little bit. I was saying y'all instead of you all, and I still try to throw it in there once in a while when I do like my promotion stuff. Yeah. But instead of saying for, I say faux, you know, shit like that. So I throw in that accent, but it just wasn't working because it was forced.
Yeah. So you're learning to adapt to your immediate society, then, right? These are all social skills, right? It's if you are too different, then it's hard for people to relate to you, hard to trust you, hard to feel like you're close to them, right?
Definitely. And then even hearing like some of my family, like even back up north, I'll talk to them on the phone or whatever. They're like, damn, you sound white. What the fuck? I sound like you. What are you talking about? Like to this day, like some people they'll still tell me, oh, you talk white, Alvin. I'm like, you know how fucking ignorant you sound. So what I have to talk in slang all the time for you to understand me? I used to get so mad, man. Like I used to be like, do I have to say fucking, you know, like I cuss a lot more now. Yeah. But just because I just don't give a fuck nowadays. But I try to, don't get me wrong, I'm very respectful and I don't cuss, you know, at certain points, but when I'm on podcasts, I'm like, whatever. But it's crazy though, because people would say that to me all the time, like, "Oh, you talk white, or you sound white. You're trying to be white," and it's like, no, like, and it's sad that you think that just because I could speak, you know, proper grammar and complete sentence without using any type of slang or anything, that you think that I'm trying to be white. Like black people, you're trying to say black people can't speak like that, or Hispanics, or you know, whoever. So I used to get real offensive by it and challenge their IQ and shit like that. And then, before you know it, they're ready to throw their book bag down, and now we're about to fight. And then I got to fight this motherfucker, but I can't because I'm like, damn it, I'm on a football team and they're gonna kick me off, and I got goals and shit. So it was crazy.
Then I have to give you an eloquent discussion and explanation as to why I just punched you in the face.
Exactly. I had to do that, man. But luckily, I haven't only been in one fight since I came down to North Carolina. And in Connecticut, though, I used to fight all the time. It was rough, man. Like, I couldn't get to the dang bus stop to go to school without being in a fight, or just someone would say something, you know.
Were kids picking on you because you were different? Do you think that's what was going on?
Yeah, because I was probably the only fat black guy in like probably 50-yard radius. No, no, but actually, yeah, there wasn't a lot of guys like me, you know. Yeah. So that's where I think a lot of the bullying actually did start back then, because I was always kind of a fat kid, and then being black, being in magnet schools in Connecticut, or being in some of these nice. It wasn't in a private school, but some of these public schools you would think were private schools in Connecticut. I mean, it was very fancy and shit. I mean, it was nice, man. They had good new textbooks. I come down here and public schools, and we got some textbooks that got fucking duct tape on it and shit. And I'm like, damn, it's bad out here. But no, that could have played a factor into it. But
well, so actually, on the fighting thing, Emmett, you went when you were younger. You were in a predominantly black and Hispanic. Junior high or high school?
So I mean, my parents moved us around every 2-3 years.
But there was in southeast San Diego where they were getting fights with you every day.
Yeah, I grew up in.
I know you was fighting, bro.
Yeah, well, so in Skyline, which is predominantly black neighborhood, we lived there for 2-3 years, and we'd get on the bus. It was a magnet school thing where they'd bus us to a different school. But while on the bus, you know, it's me and my brother who are half Vietnamese, half white. And everybody else on the bus is black. So I got no problem with that, but they were always kind of picking on us because we were different. So the thing is, you know, it was me and my little brother, so I'm a little bit protective, right? And you get to a point where it's like, all right, I know what's coming. Let's go ahead and fight, right? I know where this road goes, right?
Exactly. Like, cut the bullshit. Let's just go.
Yeah. So the minute anybody starts fucking with me, it's on. You know, this is a kid. You know, this is not a big deal. It's just like I'm 11 or whatever. But the funny thing that happens is the principal is seeing me in there every week. He's not seeing the different kids that are picking on me. So I think the principal starts to think that I'm the problem. Yeah. It's a lack of understanding there.
I went through that with my little brother, man. That's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, do you ever reflect on that and think of, was it mostly blacks or was it a mixture of blacks and Hispanics that was starting those fights with you?
There weren't that many Mexican kids on the bus. It was mostly black kids. There was probably a handful of Mexican kids on the bus.
Do you ever reflect that it was in an unfortunate situation where maybe those black kids have stories of maybe their parents getting picked on by white cops, or maybe white managers keeping the black person down? Do you ever reflect and think maybe those kids are picking on you because of the stories that their parents give those kids?
I don't have any reason to believe that. That'd be quite a stretch. It seemed more like just kind of children being children. You know, for example, somebody would take my hat and play keep away, right? So that's kind of a normal game for kids to play, right? But I didn't like that game. So I think one time I just ran up to whoever had it last and punched him in the face. And then after 4 people, nobody was left to take my hat. So
you knocked them all out.
Well, I mean, I didn't kill him or anything.
Word spread fast. Don't fuck with this kid's hat.
Like you get punched in the nose, you're not trying to catch the hat again.
No. Why would I try to catch a hat, sir? Oh my God, I'm leaking.
So, but you know, I'm not out to fight people. It's just that was an unfortunate, you know, societal setting where I was the outsider, right? And I didn't think this way as a kid, but looking back, you know, we were ostracized or isolated or treated differently for being different. So, you know, emotionally, I can see where you guys are telling your stories that these are traumatizing events. It sucks. It sucks to not be part of the in-group, to be treated differently in disadvantage.
No matter what, you never fit in.
Yeah.
Ever. No matter how hard you try.
Yeah. I would say another story that Emmett's been through that my perspective was different is me and Emmett went to Emmett and I. We whatever.
Proper grammar.
Proper
please.
Grammar.
Don't worry, I'm not in Connecticut anymore. I'm not going to come after you.
We all us people.
Yeah. Y'all too.
About 3 years ago, we went to Vietnam, and Vietnam is a third world country. So when they see white tourists, they there's a lot of begging, and then there's also or people sellers that selling whether trinkets or hats or whatever. They will approach the white person and follow them for
some aggressive sales.
Like for half block, they'll follow this white person, and so Emmett looks white. He's half Irish, half Vietnamese.
But in Vietnam, I look white.
Yeah,
I don't fit in.
I think even here in America, you look more white than Asian. I don't think anybody.
Nobody, a little bit.
Nobody ever says that you're half Asian. Nobody ever guessed that you're Asian. So
yeah,
we're in Vietnam, and one of the sales guys, and this is probably, I forget, Emmett's probably 5th day out of a 2-week vacation, and every day he's getting,
kind of harassed. Right?
Harassed, I guess that's the word you could say. Sales harassed with sales. And one day the guy puts his hand on Emmett's shoulder after following him for a half block, and the guy's like, buy something. And Emmett flips out, and Emmett's like, stop following me, stop selling me, and I like, hey Emmett, we're in a communist country. Back down, dude, back down. We do not want any trouble. And on top of that, I've lived a life in America for 35 years where I've always felt the underling. You've always lived near equal with the white people, and when you come to Vietnam, you're put on a pedestal because you're white. So you'll never understand the shoes that I've walked through. But just settle down. This is 2 weeks of annoyance for you, while I got 35 years of annoyance back then. So
exactly. So you're like, yeah, man, don't compare.
Yeah. So that I mean, when I'm looking at that story, I think
you
about
you got to move your mic to a different spot.
Yeah, I can't look at you.
Yeah. No. Yeah. So I mean, I see that story a little differently. I definitely was not. It was definitely not in context of Liem's childhood or my position in Vietnam. It's just, the dude harassed me for half a block. And when he put his hands on me, I was like, hey, man, you're crossing the line. Like, I'm not going to buy anything, and you touching me ain't going to move me closer to that. It's just, so whatever I was saying, I was polite to him for however many minutes it took him to follow me that far. And polite wasn't working. So that's when I kind of raised my voice a little bit. I forget what I said, but it was something to the effect of, hey, fuck off, right? So,
Well, one thing I've learned even in leadership, like, it's like sometimes the nice way doesn't work. Some people are cool where you're like, you could be polite and be like, hey, not today, man, or, whatever. And they're like, okay, cool, whatever. Then you got some that doesn't register in your fucking brain for whatever reason. So you have to, I've learned not to be a dick or to be like mean, but I learned to be firm. And that way has been working excellent in the corporate world where I'm at even now, to even back to my days when I was at Hardy's, because sometimes if you flip out, they might flip out, and then it's a fight. When you know how to do it firmly, where you're, they know, okay, he ain't nothing to fuck with, but he's not being completely mean about it. So that's awesome though. You went through that, and because it's a life lesson, really.
Yeah. I think, I know in a third world country, they're so poor. Their perspective on how much U.S. citizens have and how much money we make, trying to change that one guy is not going to really help much. Or the reason why I was saying, hey, we're in a third world country, like, you do anything, you get thrown in jail, we're fucked, man. Like, we have no rights here. And you remember the form that we signed on that airplane, if you happen to remember, you sign your rights away before you get on the airplane to fly to Vietnam. The U.S. government saying, we cannot protect you in any way. You have no rights that you're used to in America. When you go to Vietnam, you sign away everything.
Yeah, if I remember it differently. I remember that wasn't the main point that you were trying to tell me after that interaction.
Yeah. Afterwards in the car I was upset that my 35 years in America, I always feel like a lower on the totem pole.
Yeah.
That was definitely a big point I said in the taxi afterwards. But if I remember correctly, I was like, I said, hey, watch out. We're in another country.
I agree with you there. You got to be careful when you're walking around another country, for sure.
Yeah.
And back to my even like how much I love pro wrestling. It was actually a documentary that they just did not too long ago. It's called the Collision in Korea documentary for Dark Side of the Ring on Vice. And not to give them a plug or anything, but it's crazy and funny hearing how their experience was in Korea.
Yeah,
North Korea to be exact.
Wait, some wrestlers went to North Korea?
Yeah, man, this happened like 92, 93.
Okay.
And they went to wrestle because it's supposed to be like some peace thing. So you had WCW, which was World Championship Wrestling.
Yeah.
And you had New Japan Pro Wrestling, which is out there in Japan. They were going to come together for a big super show held. The guy who organized it was Antonio Inoki and Eric Bischoff. And they organized the whole thing, and they said, okay, and we want to make this big, and we want to try to show like North Koreans aren't as bad as they're painted as.
Yeah.
So because Antonio Inoki had connections with their government, and stuff.
Uh-huh.
So they said, okay, we're gonna allow you guys to do the event here, and they had all this publicity with it. They forced everybody. I mean, literally forced everyone in Korea to go to that event. They said if they don't go and fill up the buildings for that week tour that they were there for, they're gonna get shot in the head. I mean, it was that intense, and it's like holy shit. So hearing these wrestlers like Ric Flair, Two Cold Scorpio talk about it, Scott Norton talking about the experience. They said as soon as they got to the country, they took their passports. And basically told them, hey, if you get in any fights, you get in any type of trouble, Korea got your ass, like you're on your own. So, and when you guys talk about that, it's all about that story. And then they talk about how their phones were tapped, how some of their food, if not all of it, were kind of fake, very tough type of meat and stuff. They were saying, they said one guy, he's a comedian. I mean, this guy's funny, but he was like, he said, I was getting a little leery about the chicken they were serving us because I noticed every single day that we would come outside to do like our jogs or whatever. We were getting fewer birds and crows and shit. So he was like, I don't know, what was going on over there. But then one guy, Scott Norton, was talking about how he called his wife on one of their phones and was like, oh baby, I hate it here, it's fucking crazy. And his phone cut off, so he said they, and he's trying to call back, and then that's when he found out. Well, first, they ran up to his hotel, banging on the door, and told, hey, you got to come with us. And they brought him into our office and was like, hey, you better call your wife back and tell her that North Korea is a great experience. You're not going to tell anybody that how bad this country is or blah, blah, blah. It's a great place. So he was like, holy shit, they got our phones tapped. Damn, and it was just a crazy experience.
North Korea is a whole nother level of oppression and authoritarianism and control. And then the crazy thing that they don't know how crazy it is to, like, straight out in the open tell you what you need to tell people. They're not even subtle about it or tricky. It's just, hey, look, here's the rules. You do this or we shoot you. So that's that's kind of crazy. Like, hey, you want to go watch Ric Flair go woo, or you want to get shot?
So wait, that is so crazy. And then what made it worse though was Flair was talking about in the documentary, and he's like, what made it worse is that no one was reacting to nothing. He said this is the first time they ever had over 100,000 people in a building watched wrestling, and no one's reacting to nothing. He'll do his woo, or he'll do the chop or the strut, and everyone's just like staring blank face just until the shit's
they don't know
over.
The rules of wrestling. They know how not to get killed. They know how.
Yeah, exactly. So it was just crazy hearing that, and I'm not laughing, joking, but it's just crazy to like us in America where we're like, oh yeah, you cheer, you boo, you're the people you don't like, you cheer the ones you love, and he was like, but it was just complete silence. And he said it was just so awkward, and like he said, they have them doing all types. They had to go meet like their dictator who ended up passing away. So they had to go to his statue and hand out flowers to him and stuff. And apparently this guy was a real, like, I don't know him, but according to the documentary, they was like, he was a real piece of shit. Like, and they're like, so they got Ric Flair and all these other guys throwing flowers, honoring him, and how bizarre it was, because they're like, they were in their country, back in the U.S., they wouldn't do that, like. It was just crazy. So,
if you haven't seen it, I think you would be highly amused. There's an epic rap battle on YouTube of Hulk Hogan and Macho Man versus Kim Jong-un.
Oh gosh, no, I haven't.
Everybody go find that right now.
For real, I have to watch that because I used to watch those. Like I remember back in the day. I remember in school. I would watch. They had some like Darth Vader versus Hitler, or they had. They had Abraham Lincoln and
Chuck Norris.
Yeah, like they had some.
That's one of my favorites.
Mitt Romney, Obama. Yeah, like they had some people.
My other favorite one is Stephen Hawking versus Einstein. That's a pretty funny rap battle.
You're bringing it back now, man. I have to go back. I never knew they had Macho Man and Hogan against.
I mean, in light of this discussion, it is perfect.
Some funny stuff. I'm gonna have to watch that.
We were talking to a dude in Miami, and he brought up a story recently where I guess the IKEA is it Atlanta? An IKEA in Atlanta, they provide like a cafeteria meal to their employees at the IKEA. And in celebration of Juneteenth, they were like, "Hey, let's give everybody some fried chicken and watermelon and collard greens."
No,
it's gonna be a traditional.
Oh shit!
So I think your reaction right now is kind of what everybody's like. We're laughing because that seems racist, right? Is that the?
For real, yeah. Not funny. It's really not, but it's like, damn. Because over here in North Carolina, bro, I promise that is the fucking stereotype. Like I remember, I think we talked a little bit about racism before in the notes previous, but I have dealt with some racism in Lillington like crazy, and I love Lillington. There's some people that are awesome; they treat me great. There were some that treated me like shit, just because I was black. And just to bring up the stereotype, like I remember one time at school. Like we had a field trip, and a couple of the guys, and I mean these were like people that worked there, like that. We went on this little tour or whatever, and they were like, "All right, guys, we're about to serve lunch to you guys." And
wait, where'd you go on a tour to?
It's supposed to be it was in Wilmington, but we're supposed to go to see Blackbeard's pirate ship.
Oh, okay.
And like explore it and tour it, and then we're gonna go like eat this restaurant, whatever.
Yeah.
And they would serve us and shit. Yeah. And they were giving us like some type of like Alfredo or some stuff like that, some bread. And one of the guys that was there that was serving the shit was like, he's like, "Hey, we got Alfredo and breadsticks and juice here. Sorry, we don't got the fried chicken, watermelon, and Kool-Aid though. But this is okay too." And I remember looking at this motherfucker like, "What the fuck you just say to me, yo? Like, what the fuck?" And some other friends like, "Hey, don't worry about that guy. Fuck him," And we just walked away. But it was like, damn, like. You just think, like, I'm like, for one, motherfucker, I don't even like watermelon like that. I'm more of an orange guy. Number two, fried chicken's all right, but I prefer my shit sauteed or baked. And then three, I haven't drunk Kool-Aid in years, bitch. So, I was ready to go off on like that, but luckily my friends calmed me down. So I just told them that shit I was gonna say to him before they pulled me away. But I'm sorry. That's fucked up that they serve that at Juneteenth celebration. Oh God.
Well, I know it's a stereotype, but I'm trying to understand. Yeah. I mean, don't we all like fried chicken?
Exactly.
Don't we all like watermelon?
It's so funny that you say that. And I'm sorry to throw you. Like I got so many stories and shit. But like there was a survey I saw. And they had with all the ethnicity groups and shit on who loved fried chicken, like the most, and other stuff, like just a stereotype. Like they had some for people that like Vietnam people, like with rice and stuff. You know? And they had, but like the numbers like surprised people where they were like, I think it was like 59% of white people or Caucasians, I shouldn't say white people, but love fried chicken. like they love fried chicken more than black people.
Like
on the percentage, and then and black people love rice more than what I mean. That's what the thing said, but like black people love rice more than the Asian people that they had. Like from this survey, and I'm like the stereotype, like, and then like watermelon was ranked like the second highest fruit, but it wasn't the highest amongst like black. Like it was. I wish I had the link and everything.
Now we need to know what the number one black people fruit is.
Yeah, well, I prefer oranges. So, that's just me personally. I prefer the orange.
Give me orange any day.
Like you give me orange juice, man. I'll take that shit any day. But watermelon is not for me. It don't even have a damn taste. Like it's just water, and seeds, and I mean it's red, but like I don't. But that's funny that you say like that was. Because if they would have done that in North Carolina, bro, I promise you there would have been a fucking riot. I mean, I don't know how it wasn't there. And I mean, Atlanta, is mostly black people are in Atlanta. So I mean, how did that end?
But what I'm trying to understand, I get it. It's a stereotype, but I'm trying to understand. I mean, how's that different than, say, Cinco de Mayo? Then you go serve a bunch of tacos.
Because that's fucked up too.
No, but I mean, should we not eat foods related to the day? I mean, it's a weird line, right?
It's a weird line, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, on Chinese New Year, if you give me some rice and some some barbecued pork in a Chinese style, some orange chicken, am I going to be pissed off for the Chinese people, or am I going to be like, oh, I like orange chicken and rice? I don't know. Like, I don't know. I don't know how you distinguish the two.
In this day and age, and like everyone's so offensive of every fucking thing.
Yeah.
Like we're offending people right now as we speak because of just the way we're speaking. Like it's crazy. But one thing I've learned about this culture, like cancel culture shit and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Like it seemed like it's best to not even like ever mention the stereotype. So like for Juneteenth, like they better be serving fucking pizza or everyone's outraged. For Cinco de Mayo, they never even better mention taco. Like it's fucking pasta, you know, like, or if it's
but see, that seems weird to me. Then like let's
it is,
you know,
it's really weird. It is, but it's not offensive because they're like, oh, you got us this because I'm black, or you got this because I'm you know, Mexican, and some, like I've seen corporations do this shit before, and they're not thinking like from that point. They're thinking, oh, black people love this, or Hispanics love this shit. Let's get it. You show them that we appreciate them. We're equal, and they gotten a lot of backlash from that shit because like, oh, you uncultured fucks. You think that we all like this? Like, and it's not funny, but it's funny.
So it can be funny.
So this,
give me the goddamn burrito.
For real, like, me personally, I'm like, oh yeah, give me that shit. But like,
so this question came up when we Emma and I were doing a podcast, and that we're cross podcasting with another podcast, and
just then, bros doing podcasts, man.
Basically that. So then, one of the watchers wrote a message, and she said, Juneteenth is about the emancipation of black people from slavery.
Slavery, yep.
And then, so now I'm trying to think, she's just trying to say, well, if you have Chinese New Year's, that is the celebration of Chinese culture and the New Year, whereas emancipation of black people is slavery. So then giving their type of food for that day doesn't make sense. That was her point. I kind of understand some of it. The thing that you guys could correct me if I'm wrong. I feel like Juneteenth then would also still be a celebration of black people. Not that it's a celebration of freedom from slavery.
Yeah.
But it still is also, in my opinion, I think that would also mean the celebration of black people at the same time. But maybe I'm misunderstanding it all. So I do understand Emmett's point, like having fried chicken and watermelon, that if that is black people's culture, or if it's if there's a cultural historical reference to that, then maybe offering that isn't as offensive as it seems with all the fearful cancel culture stuff that's going on, if that makes sense.
And that's the thing though about the cancel culture, is because like to some, like I mean, like me and you, we're like, whatever, cool. They serving us shit. I'm just happy they're serving us shit.
Yeah, I got free lunch.
Free lunch, man. Better than that fucking, turkey and cheese sandwich I was gonna eat. But to the cancel culture people, they're like, nah, fuck that. That's offensive as hell.
Yeah.
Why don't you give us pizza or Alfredo or even sandwich? We'll take the turkey and fucking sandwich at this point. How dare you serve us fried chicken and watermelon or something like that? Like, so it really just depends on the people. And like I said, I talk to old people a lot. I love older people. They're, like I said, they're funny. They have no filter, all that good shit. And they're saying, oh well, okay, there's some that won't. Fuck it. We're on a podcast.
Call out the old people.
Like I've had some old people like, man, your generation is a bunch of fucking pussies. They grew up off of South Park, but now they're offended by everything. Or grew up off of Beavis and Butthead and Family Guy, but they're offended by everything. And I have some that are like, well, I get that they're trying not to, or trying to break the cycle of fucked up shit that people say and do and all that.
Yeah.
But they're going about the wrong way. They cancel the wrong shit, or they get mad about the wrong shit.
Mm-hmm.
So it really just depends on, I guess, on the person. Personally, if my job came, I'm trying not to laugh, but if my job was like, well, we're celebrating Juneteenth, guys, and we appreciate, all your hard work and communication. We're all about equality and diversity. Yes. But here's some fried chicken and Kool-Aid and watermelons for all of your troubles. I guarantee you there will be so many people pissed, walking out, ready to fucking fuck up everything in there. Like, it's crazy.
Well, hey, let me ask you this though: isn't it Gay Pride Month also? Pride Month or something?
Yeah, or I think I think it's May than June.
Well, so what if for Pride Day or whatever, the company rolls out and goes, "Hey, we got rainbow cupcakes for everybody. Who wants a rainbow cupcake?"
That would offend people. That, or if they try to give off stuff that says, damn it, like, I mean, if they had like things like, we love LGBTQ, or we accept the LGBT, they might appreciate that. But if you start putting like rainbow cupcakes or rainbow cakes, and they may get offended by it, they're like, are you making fun of us, or are you really?
See, but that's what I understand. Why is that not cool? But then it's cool to paint a crosswalk in a rainbow. Like, that doesn't make sense to me. Why a rainbow can be good in a crosswalk, but not in a free cupcake.
I've had some people that are like in that LGBT community, and they don't like that shit. Like, they feel like a lot of corporations, they don't mean it. They're not really for gay people. They're doing shit like that just to sell, or to keep face, or to sell merchandise and products and stuff like that.
Yeah, corporations there to make money.
Yeah, definitely. Like, even there was some during the riots and stuff that was happening after the George Floyd stuff, where they were like having Black Lives Matter and stuff on their sidewalks or on their company window and stuff.
Yeah.
And some were questioning, like, hey, are they truly, for the cause, or are they just trying to make money?
No, but see, I think you're making it too complicated now. If you for the cause, then take all the support you can get. Why are you
exactly?
Yeah, like, be happy or don't. Like, don't make it super. Don't keep finding ways to get pissed off. Like, figure out what the fuck you want. That's the cancel culture. Yeah, figure out what the fuck you want and just go for that.
Exactly.
I would say, I mean, the intent is, that's where I would probably have like an issue with it, because those corporations, they're just doing it for the money. They're gonna, they don't even care about the movement of it. Whether say we agree or don't agree on that movement, but the people in that movement care about it.
Yeah, but the stupid thing is to expect a corporation to care about anything other than our profit.
Then the corporation should not do anything. Just stay out of it. And do not lie.
And that's what a lot of the
that's all advertising is.
Yeah. So they need to stop fucking advertising lies.
Yeah. We'll wait for the day that, but that's where a lot of like the LGBT community, like around, especially the ones I know in North Carolina, like, they were pissed about it, because they're like, fuck it, if you don't like us or don't appreciate us or whatever, just be straight up with it. Like Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
Like, down here in North Carolina, people love Chick-fil-A, but the LGBT community can't stand, fried chicken, but they can't stand fucking Chick-fil-A down here, because they didn't say anything, they didn't do anything. But they respect them, because they're like, okay, that's your line. You crossed your, you drew your line. Like, okay, I'm not going to open on Sundays, and I'm not supporting you guys. We ain't going to say nothing bad about y'all and not post nothing, to, discredit anything that you guys are doing, your movement, but we're just not participating. And a lot of people that I've talked to that I know, they respect that more than, let's say, let me see, I'm trying to look at something in my house that's close by. Scotch tape. Scotch tape make LGBT fucking community like tape or rainbow tape and be like, yeah, look at that.
Wait, why are you slandering 3M right now?
Just as an example, where like they'd be like, hey, Scotch tape out there at the parades, or are they,
but so if Scotch tape,
are they donating?
But if Scotch tape didn't make rainbow tape, and then what would you say? Well, then maybe a flag company can't make rainbow flags. Then where are the LGBTQ people gonna get their rainbow products? If somebody doesn't make it, where do they get it from?
No, they would. I mean,
you can't be making your own flag.
They'll probably make it themselves.
Does everything.
You can't make your own Scotch tape.
Now, probably not the Scotch tape, but Yeah, like it depends, and it really depends on the person. But a lot of people are just followers, man. Like there's some that probably truly don't even give a fuck, but they're like, oh, well, there's a big uproar. Let me get mad because they're mad, And
well, so there's a social skill of fitting in with whatever the people around you are doing, right? That's a very safe road. Because I mean, we just talked about struggling by not being like the people around us. Mm-hmm. So if you're smart in a social way, you're going to be like, you know what, whatever everybody around me is doing, that's what I'm going to do.
Yep, and that goes around a lot. We've seen that a lot last year with people, or hell, even still this year with the COVID vaccines and non-vaccine people.
Yeah,
like we've seen people with our joining groups because like a lot of them were saying no mask and a lot were saying mask, or Black Lives Matter with the George Floyd thing happened, where they were like oh, everyone's saying Black Lives Matter, but then there's some that were like, no, all lives matter.
I think we're onto something here where if there's a skill and a safety and a human psychology to fitting in with your group, right? I think the complicated thing now is that we have all this technology that allows me to talk to a dude in North Carolina right now, whereas in the past, your immediate surroundings were your little town, right? The people that you physically saw, you couldn't see outside of that. Yep. So that was your social norms and the rules you had to follow. But now it's gotten really complicated because here we are talking about LGBT protesters that, you hear a lot of news about transgender people. Like, I don't know any transgender people. Like, I mean, I'm in Las Vegas, a city of 2 million people. I'm not going to say they're not out there. I'm just saying I don't run across them every day. So how do I know, how is that part of a community? How do we now take into account all of these different sets, all these different rules, all these different considerations? And I think it has turned into a very complicated equation, right? An algorithm that may be unsolvable.
And that's extremely. Take it back to when I was 7 years old talking with an accent. I felt like I had to spend my every effort to figure out what words I was saying, what sentence I was saying, and who I would offend. And I've carried that through my entire life. I think it's easier just to be wholesome in everything you do and think about every action and every word. I think most people don't. Yes. I see in so many people, they don't think about what they're saying. And I take the time before I say something, I think, okay, is this going to offend that person? It's a microsecond of thought, but nobody does it. And I feel like I'm one of the few people that do. And I could see some people would say, well, that's like walking on eggshells. I'm spending too much of my time thinking about it. Yeah. But we live in such a fucking connected world. Spend the fucking time to think about it. That's my opinion.
It's true though. You're 100%, especially in our work, being in the podcast industry. Like, we don't know who the fuck's gonna listen to this shit.
Yeah.
There's people that's gonna listen to us right now. It's gonna be offended because I'm cussing like every other word.
Yeah.
There's people that's gonna be offended because
Asshole.
We're talking about assholes and foreheads. Like
all day.
I might make a shirt like that. I'll send it to you guys. Like, assholes and foreheads. But my sister, she does custom shirts, so I might
just don't put any Chinese letters on there.
No, because then we're gonna mess around and the cancel culture be mad at us.
I would say that's the beauty about the 3-hour format. At least is if someone gets upset at me saying something or Emmett or you, then they got 3 hours to fucking change their mind. If they still feel angry and they haven't caught on, like, hey, these are 3 dudes that seem to care about humans, seem to care about culture. We may not agree with them on one specific topic, but we are hopefully, we have the best interest of people around us. We're just trying to make the world a better place. So that's why I like this 3-hour format. I think when people try to judge somebody so quickly, that's where racism, prejudice, kind of all that stuff. I mean, that's ultimately the definition of prejudice is just that.
100%, man. That's so true.
Okay, I got a different one for you guys.
Yeah,
I've traveled to New Orleans and a few places in the South, and you go to these touristy places and you'll see a brochure. And it says you can come check out this plantation, right? It's a historical thing where it's a slavery thing, right? So plantations, the rich slave masters own the fucking mansion, and slaves are working the fields and stuff, right? So I get it. It's historical. It's interesting if you want to see that history, right? You can be 100% anti-slavery and still go visit the place and try to understand that surrounding, right? And in the back of the brochure, it's such a beautiful mansion. If you want, you can have your wedding here. So to me, that was very confusing.
For real, like what the fuck?
Yeah. So I mean, what do you guys think about that? Before I tell you my take on, would you have your wedding at a amazing plantation down in the South?
I'll let you go first.
I think if that place has if you're painting it as a historical, and whether you paint it or it is a historical thing, and that's what you're telling people, I feel like people wouldn't, or most people wouldn't want to have a wedding there, and the people that do, that's kind of an odd thing. So you might want to stay away from that. So that's my thought. Stay away from it.
That's so true. And it goes back to that split second you were just talking about. Yeah. Like, people got to think, like, okay, if I would have a wedding here, what are the people that's going to be at my wedding going to think about me?
No, it's going to be amazing pictures, man. They got flowers over here, and they got a gazebo.
But if they're going off of the brochure, that's
a little lake over here, we can get pictures.
You know, but they're saying like, hey, you know, this was where slaves were, you know, were housed at and worked in fields and all this other stuff. But hey, in the back of it, you can have your wedding here. It's like,
yeah,
why would I want, like, kind of like, actually, and we talked about this off camera before. Down the street where I live right now, we got something called the Marketplace in Fayetteville. This is where the slaves were sold.
Oh, like, slave market.
Actually sold. Like I've seen, like, now they're trying to turn it more into like a nice little like area of history and shit. But we got people, half the city wants the shit burnt or knocked down to the ground.
Yeah.
So
wait, is it still the same buildings and the same
building, same location? Nothing's changed except now because after the George Floyd thing, they painted Black Lives Matter around it, and they fenced it off because someone tried to burn the building on fire. But for a long time, it was just there.
Yeah. And
there were some people that were like, tear this motherfucker down. Why the fuck is this still here? And you had some that are like, no, keep it. It's about history. It's a tourist attraction. You can learn from it. So it's always that 50-50. So like going back to the wedding, I'm not having my fucking wedding there.
Right.
I would have my wedding at the beach or somewhere. But then you got some people that are like, well, okay, look past the fucked up shit. Look how beautiful this mansion is. This is nice, and these rates are unbelievable. Let's do it. So then you have some people that were like, they're like, okay, I will post it, but I won't say where this is at or the history behind it. You know, like there's ways around shit like that, you know. But for me personally, like, I always wanted to get married on the beach. You know, I just always thought that was cool.
Nice.
What's your thoughts on it?
No, my immediate thought was, so a plantation is a torture prison.
Where do I sign up? No, I was playing.
No, it's if you're a slave, that's a torture prison, right? A lifelong
100%
torture prison. Like this is evil shit. People getting whipped, people being worked to death. You know,
whipped,
inhumane,
killed,
inhumane treatment. So to me, it's analogous to, you know, would I have my wedding at a prison? Would I have my wedding at Alcatraz? Maybe. Would I have my wedding at Auschwitz?
Or having a wedding at the Holocaust or somewhere?
That's terrible, right? Yeah. So a wedding is a celebration day, right? That's two people joining their lives and celebrating with their families and friends, right? So to me, it was just mind-boggling that A, people do this, that B, you know, I guess if you own the plantation, you're trying to get business, right? But like, how does nobody else see this? You know, is it this normal down here?
Or was it a predominantly white neighborhood?
New Orleans, no. This is
plenty
of black folks in New Orleans. Yeah,
full blacks. Okay. I mean, that's.
I was gonna say, I wonder if
93% black.
I wonder if by chance the reservations, the last names are all like actual white people. Like maybe it's certain racist white people willing to have their wedding there.
Well, I bet a certain economic status too, right? If you got money to spend on a wedding.
True. Yeah.
Right.
I mean, it just depends.
Cheap enough.
Yeah, I don't think I don't think the plantation was a cheap place to have your wedding. It was like, you know, like a fancy hotel kind of prices.
But that's a good point though, because let's say if it was cheap, like most people spend, you know, on average, anywhere between $3,000 to $4,000, probably more on weddings.
I would say the plantation, 10 or 20 if you're talking average. Yeah.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. So I've never been married, or but
she's gonna run that price tag up on you, bro.
I believe it.
She'll say $3,000. She'll say $3,000, but it creeps up, man.
I can't even like. I can't even imagine myself spending 20 grand just to say I fucking do and dance and get drunk with my wife or whatever.
Don't cuss, man.
Sorry, but like that's crazy. Like, anyway, like I believe it. I believe it. Okay, let's say 10 to 20 grand for a wedding.
Yeah.
You know, but the plantation is saying you could have your whole wedding in this area for $100 an hour.
No, I don't think they were saying that. I would think they were saying this is beautiful, 25 grand. Let's go.
Yeah, well, I'm saying just in general. Like I'm saying, like if let's say like these fucked up places, not just like that plantation, but let's say like another plantation, or let's say even like an area like how fucked up the Holocaust was, or these other spots that were horrible history spots, but yet they have really cheap rates or discounts. Would people still go? So it's like,
don't tell
and then you go, like, baby, don't worry about the history, just love me, you know, like now you gotta question yourself in the mirror, like,
you take care of the
what
flowers.
What type of person am I? Yeah, like, and that's some real stuff because who knows? Like, I don't know how much it costs to do a wedding at a nice, you know, like church or a beach or, you know, wherever, but man, I never would even imagine 20 grand. Like that's oof.
The beach might be cheap. That might be your best bet.
Yeah, I was thinking, you know, maybe pay a pastor for his service, invite a couple friends, family.
Yeah. No, it turns into this whole reception thing, and you got to feed everybody and to the bar, and who's paying for the alcohol, and it grows.
Yeah, it gets. Yeah, I would say this. Yeah,
go watch that Bridezilla show, and it'll scare you out of marriage.
The women I've dated scared me out of marriage.
Oh Lord!
That's a shot, man. I hope my exes don't listen to this. They might be like, "What the fuck, Alvin?"
That's all right. That's all right. They're already exes, so you got nothing to lose. they ain't with you.
Like, exactly. Hey, don't hate me because you ain't me. You know. Oh man. I swear, guys, I'm having a lot of fun here on this show because I get to be myself a little bit. You know, like with my podcast, I'm always myself, but like it's interview formatted on your journey. With this, it's like we're talking about my journey, but we're also like throwing in scenarios, we're throwing in your scenarios, different. Like I mean, this is awesome, guys. I could see this show really taking off, man.
Well, no, we want to get your insight and your perspective because you're the window into the world that I don't know.
So tell Emmett about the blood gangs getting a gunpoint, and then also the person that Molotov themselves.
Yeah, okay.
A blood gang.
The Molotov one, if we were talking that was back at the marketplace. I'm telling you about that's down the street from where I live at.
Yeah.
So
can you describe this? Is it like an auction block? Is it a stage, or what does this slave market look like?
Well, let's see. It's a building where it's like
warehouse.
It's like a tall like a little like building, but it has an opening where you could put something on a pedestal, which was the slave.
Yeah.
And people will surround it, and then they'll put they'll auction them off like it's like an auction, and they will say throwing out prices for like we've seen these. They have old newspapers.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they took it away, but they used to.
Yeah, this terrible history.
Yeah, there was like Negro. It was like Negro for 1,500, or they're trying to sell the women. It would be like Negro, fine Negro for sale, and it's like when you see this shit, you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like that's crazy. But
a lot of money back then.
Oh yeah, dude, yeah, it's crazy. That's so fucked up.
Yeah, I'm thinking in terms of economics. You got to go backwards, inflation. Yeah.
Exactly, and but yeah, like that. I mean, they would have signs like that, and then I mean, I'm throwing those 1,500s on in because a lot of them probably saying like, they were probably saying like more like $100, which even back then that was a lot of money.
Yeah, 112.
A lot of shit. Yeah, like a lot of shit was like cents wise. Like you can go get a loaf of bread for like 5 cents. So $100. I mean, you're buying a land or a slave with that money. Nowadays we wipe our ass with $100, but back then that was a lot. So
yeah.
That's what the marketplace was. That was the history of it, and it's always been a controversy thing, since it was built. But when I came down here in 2007 to the state, and I always heard about it. Like I remember my cousin vividly. I remember driving us through Fayetteville because I lived in Lawrence at that time.
Yeah, and
she was like, "Hey, do you know about this building?" I'm like, "Nah, it's just a brick fucking building.
Looks like a building." Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm coming from Connecticut. I mean, we didn't have shit like that, And she was like, "Oh no, this is where the slaves were sold." Yeah. I'm like, why the fuck y'all still got this building up? What the hell? You know, that's my first reaction. And I'm like, damn, you know, so years fast forward later to 2020, so we got, you know, the whole fucked up situation on George Floyd.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, well, not a lot, but some people don't know, but George Floyd is actually from Fayetteville, North Carolina. Like he was born here, and he has a lot of family out here, but he moved up to Minnesota and you know, trying to get his life out there. But a lot of his family's from here.
Yeah.
And when he died, it was just so like heartbreaking to them, and they literally, you know, held gatherings and stuff. And then we had other people that stepped in that want to do like peaceful protests and everything, but the peacefulness stopped like after a while, because I mean it was a big thing. Like J. Cole came because he's from Fayetteville, you know, and made it. Then they had Dennis Smith Jr. who's also from Fayetteville, but he plays in the NBA. And had all these people that, you know, from Fayetteville that showed up. They had thousands of people there. And then it became crazy. It became a riot after a while. These guys left, of course, but it became crazy. Like after they protested and stuff, it became a riot. They were like, fuck this place, fuck the marketplace, burn this bitch down. Let's not go. And I got friends that's Facebook Live and recording. I got friends that's literally there. Me, I wasn't there because that actually it was the same day that my niece was born. It was her first birthday. So we was throwing a little birthday party for her, but I'm hearing all this stuff. I'm seeing it. People marching, people I went to school with. You know, it's crazy when you see people that you went to like high school, middle school with, like there on the news. It's like, whoa. So this one guy had the Molotov, and he's like, fuck this, I'm gonna burn this bitch down. So he goes upstairs where you can open the door.
So a Molotov cocktail, for anybody who doesn't know, is you get like a liquor bottle and you fill it with gasoline or something super flammable. Then you plug a rag or something in the top of it so that you can kind of light the rag as a wick. And then you throw this glass bottle, and when it shatters, now you release gasoline into a kind of makeshift firebomb, right? So for anybody who doesn't know, that's a Molotov cocktail.
Yeah. You guys can watch, for the listeners that want any more examples, Marked for Death was a good movie. The Godfather had a bunch of them. I mean, they were real popular back in the day. So they decided to bring that.
You got bottles and gasolines, then you're ready to rock.
You know, like you're ready to go. And some people didn't even use use gasoline. They just used the straight up liquor that was there, because some of that shit like they were making was that potent. Yeah. But I don't know what this guy had, but so this guy goes upstairs, he opens the door, and he's going like this. I know, like, for viewers who's listening, probably can't see me do the motion, but he put the bottle over his head to launch it. But as he put it over his head, the gasoline or liquor was going on him. So now he's on fire, and he throws it, and he's he's on fire, golfing plane, run down the stairs. He's going down fast, stop, drop, and roll shit. I mean, I never seen it in person. I always heard of, you know, they say, stop, drop, and roll. And to see someone do that, like on like Facebook Live, like, holy shit. And that's not working. He's still on fire. People are like now patting him, trying to die him out and shit. You got people in the back like, oh my gosh, fuck it. Other people laughing like, I can't believe you did that. You know, like it was just crazy, man. And then he lived though, but he was in intensive care for a while, and I heard he woke up and was like confused, like what the fuck happened. He has like burn marks, almost like basically 3rd-degree burnings, but he's handcuffed to a hospital bed too, because now he's going to jail after he gets recovered. So
tried to launch a firebomb. Okay, so if you have a homemade firebomb, do not flip the bottle upside down over your own head to throw it.
No, I wouldn't advise anybody to make one, but if you ever do, for whatever reason, do not throw it overhead, underhand that shit, please. Like a softball or something. like that. Like that was hard to watch, man. And that video went around, and it went viral, and people started adding songs to it. Like, like it was crazy. Like they used DMX's old song, "Stop, Drop," like they were using that stuff, and then like
people are so used to short attention span and getting entertained that they forgot, like, this fucker burned himself. Like, that's terrible to douse yourself in gasoline and catch yourself on fire. It's fucking terrible. The pain from getting burned is immense. Like, that's probably one of the most painful things you can do. And stupid, you did it to yourself, but there's no sympathy for this guy. It's like they're mocking him and enjoying his pain somehow, right?
Oh yeah, it went viral. They said they threw songs in there. I don't know if you guys remember Limp Bizkit from back in the day.
Yeah.
When they made that song, keep rolling, rolling, rolling. As he's rolling, they're like they putting that there. I mean, there was memes all around it because I think TikTok was just really like popping off too. So it was famous on TikTok. I mean, it was crazy, and I feel bad for him because the guy had dreads too. So like he was golfed. Yeah, I mean. And he barely like made it out alive, but he made it. He's alive.
Yeah,
and that was that experience. Now to go on the Bloods pointing a gun at me at the age of 8 and my friend. Yeah, that was crazy. I was actually living in Connecticut at the time, and
there's Bloods in Connecticut.
Bro, there's Bloods everywhere, man. I thought it was only a California thing.
Yeah.
When I was younger, but like, yeah, I mean, there's Bloods everywhere, and there's a lot actually in North Carolina. Like, and they're global. I would say. I mean, well, I don't say global, at least national. Okay. But well, because I never been to like I couldn't imagine seeing the Bloods in Russia or the Bloods in fucking the Philippines or somewhere. But
they don't publish their membership, so it's hard to get stats on where the Bloods are doing territory.
So, that's true. So you don't know.
There's no quarterly report.
Yeah, there's no quarterly report. Like I don't know. I wouldn't think they're global, but they're national.
Okay.
So, I was like 8. I was in Fulton Park. Anybody who's from Waterbury or know Waterbury, they know Fulton Park is like the park. That one in Martin Luther King Park. But Fulton Park has everything, and it's a pretty bad park. Like I think they've found a couple bodies there. But anyway, so but me and my friend Josh, we used to live like. Maybe like we could walk there in like 3 minutes, so it wasn't that far.
Yeah.
And I think we were on our way to the 7-Eleven. I remember there was a 7-Eleven near there. And it's crazy. There ain't no really 7-Eleven in North Carolina where I'm at, so it's crazy thinking about that. But anyway, so we were going there, and these two guys, they one had a the red bandana on his head, and the other one he just had like an afro, and he was like, "What the fuck, your little kids doing?" And then my friend Josh was like, we're just going to 7-Eleven, whatever.
Yeah.
And he's like, you guys want to die? And we're like, what the fuck? Like, no, what are you talking about? So then, like, the guy takes off his backpack and like pulls out a fucking 9mm, and we're like, oh shit. So we just take off running. We just run. And luckily the guy didn't shoot us, like, or shoot at us, but I guess he was maybe just trying to scare us, or, I hear people,
or were you wearing the wrong colors?
I don't know. I think I was wearing a school uniform, man. And ours is, oh shit. You know what? They were blue and white. I didn't even thought of that, but
I mean, that's the silliest reason to threaten somebody's life, but
especially kids. I mean, you could tell we were like all of like fucking 8 and 9. Like,
I'm not trying to die. I'm just trying to get some candy.
For real, like we were trying to go to 7-Eleven just so we can get some candies, some Slurpees or some shit. Like, and so he pointed the gun at us, and we were like, holy shit, So we were running through Fulton Park. They were chasing us for a little bit, and then we just outran them and shit. And I was like, oh fuck, man, what are we gonna do? And Josh was like, we gotta call our moms. We gotta tell our moms. And I'm like, why? So our moms are fucking crazy. They're gonna go over there and try to find these guys. Sorry.
Well, I mean, so this is obviously a fucked up environment for any kid to have to grow up in, right? A place where you're just trying to go to 7-Eleven, go to the park, and you've got somebody else threatening you with a gun. That's man. That's entirely disruptive for any kid's growth or development or stability or a sense of safety or learning.
And that's Waterbury, man. Like, I mean, I think Waterbury is better now from the things I've heard, but back then and even beyond my time, like my parents' time, Waterbury, Connecticut was rough, man. Like it was really rough. And then I actually experienced my first time running with the law in Connecticut. I was I went through a lot of shit at 8, but I was like 8.
Rough year.
Like it was rough. And not like I was arrested or anything, but as far as like experiencing shit with police officers. So we were waiting at the bus and waiting for a bus to school. Like literally, like we're fucking kids. We're in elementary school.
That's what you do. Wait for the bus when you're.
Like, and that's why I put the emphasis on that, because like when I tell the story, people are like, "What the fuck?" And I'm like, "Yeah." So we're at the bus stop and we're just waiting. There's this abandoned building. And Connecticut, anybody knows in Warbury, a lot of abandoned buildings, they're normally tagged up with graffiti or whatever.
Yeah.
And so as kids, we're trying to pass time. Our bus is running late, whatever. So we're just picking up rocks and throwing rocks, at the damn abandoned place. Well, my friend Josh, man, shout out to him. I don't know where the fuck he's at nowadays, but
sounds like he got you in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, but he's getting some shit. But yeah, but this time it was like 12 of us. I mean, we were all waiting at the bus stop.
Josh.
So, so he hits the window and it shatters, and now we're like, do it again. Oh shit, let's try that. We're like, oh shit. So now, like I said, we're all throwing rocks and stuff, just being dumb. And Josh does it again, but he hits it clean. But a cop drove by. I don't know how the fuck we didn't see this, but looking back at it, but
you're looking at the building.
He puts on the light. Yeah, true that.
Yeah.
He hits the lights and he's like, it's like, woo. He had him and his partner jump out. He's like, everybody get on the fucking wall right now. Like, pull their guns out, drawing at us. And I mean, bro, we're 8 years old.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? So like, and now his partner's watching us and he's pointing his gun at us. He got us in the corner and shit. And now the other cop's talking to Josh because he's like, I seen you do it. Where do you live? And he's stuttering. I live up the street, man. I'm just waiting, just trying to kill time. Blah, blah.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm gonna get your mom. I'm gonna tell her what's going on. You're going to jail. Blah blah. So now the partner and the other cop, they're talking with Josh now. Yeah. So now the rest of us, the 11 of us, we're like, oh shit, we're circling up like, oh man, he's gonna go to jail. We all might go to jail, blah blah. Yeah. Then his partner comes and he pulls his gun at us again, like, you motherfuckers, keep your hands on the fucking wall, or we're gonna shoot you. We'll bleed that shit. You guys gonna try to do some gang shit on us or jump us? So we're like, what the fuck? Weird. We're fucking 8, we're not. I mean, and I was always a bigger kid, but I wasn't that fucking big.
Yeah.
So we're on the wall now. We're all like, hands up, whatever. Like, oh man. So they're walking Josh up to his house to get his mom and tell him everything going on. Both of them. And all 11 of us are still like this on the wall. Are they coming back? We don't know. Keep your fucking hands there. Shut the fuck up. We're telling all this stuff. We're going to get us killed, whatever. So the bus driver sees this. Like, the bus driver now pulls up and sees this.
Yeah.
Looks at us and was like, and looks like down the street and like, oh hell no, and drove off, man. Now we're freaking out, like, damn, now we gotta tell our parents, like, we just missed the bus and why, blah blah. So I mean, like, that was crazy. That was my first experience with cops, and I don't know if racism played a factor in that or not.
Yeah.
But I mean, it could have. Maybe he really was in fear of his life for a bunch of fucking 8-year-olds. I mean, it was 11 of us.
It could have been. It sounds like clearly these cops had entirely the wrong response to kids throwing rocks at a building.
Exactly.
This is incredible. I mean, and there's so many stories of cops doing not the right thing. So yeah, it's a tough job. You got to figure out what the right thing is. But this seems like a pretty clear case of, you don't need to. I don't know. I don't know.
You don't need to pull your gun out.
Yeah, you don't need to aggressively control these kids. I guess. What's the bad thing that's going to happen? They're going to run off or something. Like, just come back the next day. They're gonna be waiting for the same bus.
For real, like where we're gonna go, And that's not to discredit any police officers out there. I know there's some good cops there. There's some that I know personally that I've turned out to be really good cops, but one bad apple does spoil the bunch, and I can't imagine the split decision second they have to make on a good call, bad call thing. But there's a lot of cops that need some fucking training or some mental evaluations for some of the fucked up shit that has happened to not just blacks, but to Hispanics, to Asians, to a lot of people. I've seen even white cops hate white people, that do some fucked up shit, So I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah. Well, I think I think Sam Harris was saying if you look at the data, I think cops shoot more white dudes than anybody else. So, so how much of it is racism? I'm sure there's a lot of it out there, but how much of it is cops not knowing what to do? And then there's just so many incidences of, if you have 1 million arrests a day or 1 million violent interactions a day, then you're going to have some percentage of the worst possible stories, right? So there's interactions that go perfectly, and we never hear about those. We're just going to hear about the worst possible.
Only going to hear the bad shit.
Yeah.
All right. I don't know why it's like that. Society's like that. Like,
it's
you don't hear the bad shit.
It's entertainment.
No, that's fucked up. That's
I'm
not
really,
entertaining at all.
I'm starting,
but it's true though. Yeah,
yeah.
I think Like,
we are too stupid to separate ourselves from entertaining things, and that's very much the caveman tradition of storytelling, right? You want to hear a boring story? No, I want to hear the story where you almost got eaten, right? So we're this is the basis of our psychology, is that we're so entranced by entertaining things that we don't know how to separate it from intelligent things.
That's so true. That's so true.
All right, I'm going to walk us into the final questions.
Bum, bum, bum.
Sure. All right. What great daily habits do you have, Alvin?
Oh, man. Great daily habits. Well, first thing I do, I wake up and I look at my family and I just tell them how much I love them. You know, if I can't tell them that, because sometimes I get up early as hell, I'll send them a text during their work and let them know like how much I love them and why I do what I do. That's for them. Another
great.
Thank you. Another great daily habit that I do is I pray. You know I have a potty mouth. I'm somewhat working on that because a lot of Christians don't like me because I cuss a lot. I'm sorry, but I've had talks with God and he seems cool with it right now. So I mean, treat people right. You know, like that's one thing. But I do pray. I pray before I drive because, I mean, if you can get your license in Fayetteville, North Carolina, you can get your license anywhere. I'm sorry, I messed that up. If you can survive in Fayetteville, North Carolina from driving, you can survive anywhere. Like, it's crazy. The people that they pass anybody. Like, it's crazy. But so I pray before I drive. That's a daily thing. I always do because these streets are mean. And other than that, man, I'm trying to I'm in a journey right now where I'm learning to try to do a quick workout before I actually even get ready to like shower and get off of work.
Nice.
Because I've gained a lot of weight, more than I've wanted to.
Yeah.
Part of it is, COVID weight of just, not being able to do shit except eat. Another part of it is just me not caring about what I'm putting in my food, like on my mouth, So trying to change my relationship on that. So DDP yoga, we talked about that. I'm starting to do that a lot more now, and and I know it sounds funny, guys, but you gotta give it a try, man.
DDP yoga, baby.
Yeah, if you guys experience any joint pains, you had any major injuries, if you're trying to do a weight loss journey, like this stuff has saved lives, man. Like it's crazy. I can't put it over more.
Is it an app or what is it? How do you?
Oh yeah, they got apps, they got DVD, they got a website, they got all types of stuff. They got if you got a smart TV, they have a program on there where you could even like do like the beginner stuff, which they call the bed stuff, like bed flex, I think is what they call it.
Yeah.
Where you could do these yoga stuff just in bed. Like he breaks it down for No, you don't have to go anywhere, man. Like DDP, like shout out to Diamond Dallas Page. Like he really breaks it down he wants this shit to be for anybody. And there's a 6-minute video on YouTube that got millions of plays. This is what really like shot off his brand. And it was this guy who was a paratrooper in the Army. And he was fucked up. I mean, he had canes, like walkers, his backs messed up, knees messed up, ankles, because he's spiritual. He's jumping on planes for a living. So he was fucked up. Because a lot of people don't know those landings are bad. They think, oh yeah, you're floating gracefully, you just come down. No, you're still coming down hard. So, but he was messed up.
It's a slow crash.
Yeah, slow crash. And so he was overweight too, because he couldn't do that. And doctors told him he will never walk or live a normal life ever again. So he heard about DDP yoga and stuff and wanted to give it a try. And Dallas saw his video, his email, and saw like his condition and was like, damn, how can I help this guy? Like the doctors tell him he can't do this, he can't do that. And Dallas was like, fuck that, I'm gonna make him do this. Like I'm gonna work around his injuries, work around his disability and stuff, and got a program for him. And literally you see the progress in those 6 minutes from him losing his balance to him getting his balance, him getting strength, his core strength, dropping weight. By the end of the video, it's beautiful. This made a lot of people cry, they said in the comments. It shows where he started, how fat he was and how broken he was, and then to the end of the video, he's sprinting, no pain, nothing, like sprinting, running.
Yeah.
He's doing upside down yoga poses. I mean, like, it was crazy, and that really is what took off the EP yoga. And millions of people now have similar experiences. Probably not as bad as the paratrooper, but like being really bad, overweight, messed up, and it changed their life. So that's one thing that I'm really incorporating now. So I guess that's 3 things now. Let's see, what's another one?
Oh, that's.
I think you said it was like 5, right?
Oh no! Just name Great Daily Habits. Just one. So you're good. You're good.
Oh, my bad, man. I thought you said 5. I was getting ready to go in.
Putting him to the test.
All right. Next question. What do you know or think of cryptocurrency?
I know absolutely nothing. I'm ashamed. I'm trying to learn it, bro. I swear. I was actually talking to a friend of mine like 2 weeks about it, because he was just going on and on about it. He's like, he kept saying something about Dodge, and he's like, yeah, Dodge is going up, yeah. And this and that. He was like, man, I wish I would have invested in this shit a long time ago. I would be a millionaire, man, blah, blah. And I'm seeing other friends like post about it and stuff, and I'm just like, I feel like I'm lost in the sauce. I'm like, what is this stuff, man? Like, I gotta learn about this. And hopefully, I mean, if you guys know anything, I mean, you can put me on just a little bit. Like, I gotta learn more about it. You know anything?
I'm huge into cryptocurrency. I'm a software engineer, so I get deep into the weeds too. So.
Oh damn, that was a dumb question. Of course. I'm sorry, man.
No.
There's a lot of IT guys that aren't though. So
there's a lot of IT guys that don't know cryptocurrency very much, and there's a lot of people that just say whether Dogecoin or it could be Bitcoin, and they just talk about the price. They just talk. It's just price. I look at it from a technological standpoint. I see this as the next revolution. This is so innovative. It's like if someone said to you in 1992, hey, there's going to be this thing called Google the internet and Google that's going to change the world. Cryptocurrency is kind of like the internet, actually. It's a protocol, not a product, or it happens to have a coin after it. But anyways, it's a massive thing that's going to change the world, and we just haven't seen the change yet because it takes time. Because from Google, we eventually had like Uber Eats, but that was like a difference of 20 something years, or probably about 20 years from Google to Uber Eats. And
no, we went from AOL to OnlyFans. Is what we did.
Yeah, TikTok. Yeah, OnlyFans and TikTok.
So man, it was time to be alive for them AOL days, right? Now we're living in that TikTok era. I don't know, and the OnlyFans. I mean, shout out to OnlyFans. You guys get me. I'm just playing.
That'll get you out of depression.
Put me into depression. I'm paying for this. What, are you crazy? I could Google this shit for free.
Yeah, I would say if you have disposable income, try to invest in cryptocurrency. And right now, my number 1 pick is Ethereum. I think right now the price has gone down, so it's actually what people fear is buying now. But buying now is probably the best time because it's dropped. You want to buy on a low. So in 5 or 10 years, just buy now if you can. Hold for 10 years, and hopefully that will come up like 1,000x, maybe 10,000x, and just hope for that.
The statements you have heard here are just the opinions of some guy on the internet. This is not financial advice.
I'm not a financial advisor. This is not a financial advice.
What exactly is it going to be?
Go ahead.
Like, is it going to be like something that's going to replace like what? Because or like we talk about in 92, like Google and internet.
I'm a little bit more sci-fi on some of the thoughts of it, but the decentralization is we've never in history had something available like this before. Decentralization gives the ability of truth by consensus, which in a philosophical standpoint, that's just like the government printing out money. The government says, okay, we think this money is a value of $1 and everyone has to agree with it. And also this government will also say in the textbooks that our elementary schools teach, this is the history where America won the wars, and this is what happened to the Chinese and what didn't happen to the Chinese or the Vietnamese or Filipinos, whatever they want to spin it. Decentralization provides this new paradigm shift on that. So what is it going to replace? I think it's going to touch everything.
Let me do it this way. Do you have a debit card?
Yeah.
Do you have Venmo? Do you have or have you heard of a Cash App, Zelle?
Yeah, I have that too.
PayPal,
Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. I got all that shit.
So these are all digital money, right?
Yeah.
Do you have a Robinhood?
I had one. I sold my little stock that I had.
Yeah. So
I should have held on to it.
Yeah, these are all forms of digital payment, right? So
yeah, sure,
I think the near-term future is that cryptocurrencies appear to me to be a next step in digital money.
Gotcha.
We accept all these other digital monies. With the money in your Cash App, where did that really come from?
Yeah.
Did it come from your bank account? Okay, well, what's your bank account? Is it a digital record at some bank somewhere? No, probably not a physical building with bricks. So
yeah.
Where did you put your money into the bank from? From the direct deposit to my digital bank account. So it's all all pretty hokey.
So, yeah, really the next,
Yeah, I mean, people think they understand money because you can hold a $20 bill.
Mm-hmm.
But then where'd the $20 bill come from? Why is it different than any other thing I print on paper?
Right.
Well, no, I got this from the
back it up,
Yeah, so if you go down the road, I think as you move forward, digital money is heading towards cryptocurrency is becoming accepted as digital money, and it has this strange feature where it appears to increase in value over time. So I like that a lot. Because I like money.
Yeah, same here, man.
I like money that grows.
I'm definitely gonna foreheads.
Yeah, try to if you get a chance, watch a little bit of some of my videos that are on cryptocurrency, or I mean, you could just search YouTube. But it might be more fun for you to watch one of mine just to see what you think, and then you could ask me questions afterwards too. So that'd be something that would be helpful.
I definitely will, man. Because I definitely want to learn more about it because it's getting really popular out here in North Carolina. It seems like almost every other day I have someone that I know that's talking about it at work, or put like I said, talking about the Dodge stock and Bitcoin and all this other stuff, And then you have people making memes about it, where it's like all these stock experts but no fucking millionaires, like so. So I mean I don't know,
that's a brilliant point. You got to be careful of who's excited about this stuff and who's telling you something. It's like, well, what's your background? Are you rich right now, or so you're trying to get rich? All right.
Yeah, I would be careful with Doge or the doggy coin. Just be careful with that one. That one, there's
the value of that one seems to be mostly tied to the public's excitement at that moment.
Okay.
So there are moments where it's going up and moments where it drops heavily, with the only input being popularity and excitement and news, and it's very much a meme based thing. So something on the internet or something in entertainment will spike. It started off as an entertainment coin. It was a joke. Like, hey, anybody can make a coin. Let's put a fucking dog on this coin, and started as a joke. So, that tells you how valuable entertainment is in our psychology and in our society.
That's true.
Yeah. So, but I think the caution is that there's not some fundamental value under it because of something it can do. It's just popular at times.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You got 9 minutes, 3 questions.
Okay.
What's your favorite food?
Racist.
It's like fried chicken.
Fried chicken.
Statistically,
actually,
rice.
I'm actually a big pizza lover. Like, I love pizza. Like, I can go for a New York style pizza, or even Chicago deep dish pizza. I like regular pizza, like people can make at home. I also love baked macaroni and cheese. Baked macaroni, if it's baked now, if it's fucking on the stovetop, you can keep it. I mean, I'll eat it, but I ain't loving it. Baked macaroni and cheese, I'm loving that shit. Especially throw a little breadcrumbs on there. But
nice.
Pizza is the way to go. I love cheese pizza is great. Cheddar cheese pizza, meat lovers, all types of pizza. That's my
hungry,
actually. That's why I gained all this weight, man. Like it was pizza, like literally, and then on the way to work, man, that's what it was, man. Well, I mean, it was me buying it, but still, like I have to pass 6 different pizza spots before I even get home.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, because they open up 2 little fucking Caesars, and them motherfuckers are cheap too, man.
Delicious,
Yeah, so I'm like, damn it, So that's really just being mentally tough that I'm working on. Actually, it's one thing you can put that too in my trying to be great and stuff.
Or can you restrict yourself to one piece when you eat one?
No, I can't. I eat one. I want more. Sounds like a crackhead now. I didn't eat like that, but I eat one, man. Like that's torture. Like I'm it's 100% or zero. Like I better eat it all or not at all.
You can't be eating the whole pizza, man. You gotta cut it to like three pieces or something.
The pizza's starting to come up through my damn cheeks and like my man boobs and shit. Luckily the camera positioned where you can't see it. Yeah.
He's sweating pepperoni.
I sweat out grease. You're talking about from the pepperoni.
All right, next question before this evolves to something else.
I got some people stories I know.
Good shit.
Think of at least 2 friends that should do this conversation. Call them out.
Oh man, my boy Colin down at Blue Earth Futures. He has his own organization, nonprofit organization, Blue Earth Futures.
Oh, awesome.
He has a crazy life, experiences. He was in the Navy before he started doing this nonprofit organization.
Yeah.
He's a character. He's funny, man, and he's one of the type of people that you may not even know him that long, but you can get so comfortable with him, like you've known him your whole life.
Yeah.
And he's definitely one of them. I think he would be awesome for the show.
Cool.
Another one, my friend Charles Holder, he does some PR for Blue Earth Futures.
Yeah.
But he's interesting. He's funny as fuck.
Charlie.
He's also very seriously trying to get his life together and stuff too. He's moved to different places. He got stories. Them two, I think, come to mind. Like this, they could do this because some people just can't do 3 hours of anything. Like people are so busy in their heads, but they're really not. They're just used to the instant gratification of like TikTok and shit.
Yeah.
Like we talked off camera about like how some people even say my videos, which are like anywhere between 23 minutes to an hour or something, I just go off with much time I guess give me, but they will say, "Oh man, your video's too long." Like motherfucker, no, they're not. They're not.
Got important shit to tell you.
Yeah. For real, and like, I mean, it's like don't watch, like, or don't listen. Like, if that's your mentality, like you want a TikTok video, go watch that shit.
Yep.
Scroll 40 hours of your life away on 1,000 videos, or you can listen to my shit for whatever 30 minutes.
Yeah, don't listen to Alvin. You can go to Liem's short clips.
I got TikTok and I got YouTube Shorts.
There you go.
All right.
Hey, you're on there. Like I'm actually trying to get into TikTok. I'm just trying to figure out what's a great way of putting a clip from my videos into it. So
yeah, I think it's just
a big balance.
Yeah, it's surprising. I think TikTok has a growing podcast interest. So just try to pick like a minute or 30-second, a minute clip, the most exciting thing in one conversation. And I mean, it's tough, but just try it and then just post on TikTok and see where it goes. And actually, I would actually suggest
I'll try that. Man.
Just try it and just try it for a few weeks and just see where it goes. You might cut some bad videos like that don't make a lot of sense or may not be funny, but just try it. At least you'll learn every time. You learn more from failures than victories.
Definitely, man.
All right,
that's so true.
Next question.
What's the other question?
Tell me in a few sentences or less about what this conversation was like. If you've done a podcast or interview before, describe the biggest difference. I'm going to use this answer in a video collage with potential guests.
This conversation was like preparing for adulthood, where you look both ways from the street and get hit by an airplane. No,
you had me.
Yeah, I know, right? I reeled you guys in. No,
some wisdom is coming here.
No, but actually, this conversation was awesome, and I appreciate the time that you guys gave me. I recommend this to anybody to come on your show, because it's not just you're learning about my life and my struggles or my victories, but it's also we've talked about literally almost everything under the sun, from Black Lives Matter to LGBT to fucking pizza to like, this is a podcast I think that's really like real, like authentic. Like a lot of these podcasts out here have like no direction, even though from what people just heard me, they probably think there's no direction with this, but it was very there was direction. You got questions. I mean, like, you're very organized. I mean, this is great, and I recommend this to anybody to come on here. And please, people, don't think that you don't have 3 hours to fucking not talk. Like, you'll be surprised if you really think about how much you really talk, and instead of scrolling, like throughout your work life, throughout your personal life, you talk for a while. So you guys can do this. Awesome. It's not that hard. And definitely. And as far as lessons, was that another question? Like what we learned? Like what lessons?
No, that's it. That was it.
That was it. This is a great conversation.
Well, I learned a lot. Yeah, I learned a lot from you guys. You know, I really can't wait to go to Vegas, you know, or New Orleans from your experience. Like, I can tell that person with the fucking brochure go fuck themselves.
Well, don't go to New Orleans just to get offended. Go there for a good time.
I can do that fucking shit here. I can walk down the street and get offended.
I can tell you where the best pizza joint in New Orleans is. It's called Crescent City, right on Bourbon Street. Yeah, it's a great spot.
I heard about Bourbon Street. I heard how there's so much stuff to do there.
It's a big drunken party. It's debauchery. Yeah.
As long as I can get my Jerry beats, I'm good.
All right,
guys, thank you so much for the time, man. For real, I enjoyed this a lot.
No problem, man. Thank you, Alvin. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure having you on. It was a pleasure talking to you and sharing your experiences with the People's Choice podcast. And thank you.
And Alvin, thank you for having me. Thank you guys, man, for real. Like, I mean, it's crazy how I just mentioned that, like, you know, where you might not have known someone, but like they're so cool and so down to earth. Like, we've hit it off just so like well and natural. Like, I definitely can see us doing this again in the future.
Heck yeah, man.
Maybe I'll have you guys on my show, man.
Yeah.
Sweet. Yeah. Another cheers for you guys, bro.
Thank you so much,
my man.
Thank you for your time. Thank you guys for having me, man. Can't be more thankful enough.